Hello guys, this is me, Shydo Shiba, and today I'll be reading Major Minor 2.0. So yeah, here I go. It looks like I might be getting closer to the surface. The air is less stuffy and I feel a slight breeze. I turn one more corner and see Inumi standing there. He's drawing on the wall with some chalk. It looks like he's doing math. Hey, I greet him back with a small wave and ask him what he's up to. Just practicing. Got a lot of time to spare, after all. At least, if what Atron said was true, he told me some story about his sister and powers. I'm not sure what to think, so maybe I'm doing this to get my mind off it. Seems valid. It's an outrageous story, to say the least. I wouldn't believe it either, but here I am, living it. I keep thinking, why give powers to evil people? But actually, it's more like, why are they evil in the first place? If Klace had those powers, everybody would be better off. He's all about helping people, just like he helped me. And to think the tour was starting to feel like home, a real safe place with a loving family. Klace helped him? What do you mean by that? How did Klace help you exactly? He puts the piece of chalk in his pocket, and I can tell he's a bit nervous. I'm not supposed to talk about this, but after everything, I definitely trust you. We've been through so much in such a short time. I really wish you got to meet Klace. You would have liked him. We had a lot in common, like a scary amount. Neither of us really got to grow up with our real families. Fortunately for him, he had fame and success to help him out. I was just passed around in the system from one foster family to another. There was this family that seemed to want me more than anything. They thought they were fit to have children, even if they were barren. But that wasn't the case. They fell apart after adopting me. I guess I wasn't the dream they made me out to be. Poor enemy. His wife left, and over time, he grew to resent me. He wasn't nice about it either, and sometimes he'd hit me. One time I came home from school and found him in my room. He was tearing up pictures of my birth family, saying to move on. But it's clear that he was talking to himself. His attitude toward me was never based on anything I did. That night, things got really bad. I ended hiding in the closet with a phone, calling the police. They came to calm down the situation right away. They told me they'd find me another home. I guess they couldn't tell that this guy wasn't a good caregiver, but they wouldn't be able to find me a new home overnight. So I ran away. I took that ripped photo of my birth parents and left. I didn't know where I was going, but anywhere was better than there. Next thing I remember, I was in a back alley. I got overwhelmed and needed a place to relax and cry. I cried so much that I could barely even see. Someone eventually found me and asked if I was okay. I said I was, but I was clearly lying. That's the first time I met Klace. That's what happened, and I told him everything. That's when heard his story. It was really similar to mine, but apparently he didn't go from home to home after losing his parents. Singh took care of him and basically became his father figure. I showed him the pictures of my birth parents. He took one half and just stared at it. It must have struck a chord since he was starting crying too. There we were, two orphans falling in a back alley. I started to hear booing after a while. That's when he told me he was a singer. Apparently, he did his show to keep me company. I never thought I'd see a pop star cry, but there I was. They usually look so happy, lots of fans, fame, money. I wanted what he had. He told me that everything would be okay. He promised that I'd find a true family like his. He told me about seeing rocker in shock. I was so jealous, I was almost getting a bit angry. I deserved better than what I had. Nothing that happened to me was my fault. Anyway, I spent the rest of the night with him. The first memory I have of Singh is yelling at Klace. He was furious that Klace stood up the audience. His career was about to blow up. He couldn't afford that publicity. But when Klace introduced me and explained, Singh understood, and he said it would likely be enough to satisfy the audience as well. I broke down and asked Singh if he could take me on the tour. At first he was shocked, but then him and Klace got to talking. I felt a bit bad, like I guilt tripped them into doing this. But I know they couldn't just let me go back where I came from. They just transferred me to another home, and who knew how that would go. Sure, it could end up being better, but it also been so much worse. They kept me safe and seemed jump through the necessary hoops. That's how I ended on the tour, with a new father and a big brother. The contest was my idea too. I knew how life-changing the tour could be, especially to those who wanted it and were willing to fight for it. Wow, that's a lot to take in all at once. Singh made a statement to the media too. It backed up the reason Klace had for abandoning his show, so all was forgiven, and I got a new home. That tour was amazing. We all grew so close. I wish that this tour could have worked out. Everything about this has been so horrible. Just another chip in the pile for me, I guess. Finding a new home and watching it get taken away. But I want to honor Klace for everything he's done. I'm gonna become an idol and I'll have Sing to train me. Even had Daz teach me a few moves as well. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. I taped the picture of my parents and I keep it with me at all times. No matter where I end up, at least they'll be there with me. Without another word, he takes the shot back out and gets back to scrawling. I guess that was the story of how they all came together only to get torn apart. I figure it's been the best to let him continue his work and leave, but I thank him for opening up to me even if he doesn't hear it. I look at my phone, it's almost midnight. Just would seem like the battle for the Ark was about to come to a close just in time, as I believe I talked to everybody in the bunker. It was time to meet with Adrian and Shirley Rayo. It was time to start the beginning of the end. I should probably make my way back to Atron. It was almost midnight and time for him to claim his victory. Rhea would definitely appear, so I wanted to be there as well. On my way back, I don't run into anybody else. Perhaps they branched out in search of food. I wonder if Rayo knew what happened to me earlier with that replica can after I was killed by those people. Did I truly go back in time? That's preposterous. Hopefully I said that right. Either way, it was time for me to embrace my fate as the savior. When I saw him next, he'd be sending me to Terra for sure. I meet the king and finally learn what's in store for me. It feels nice to know that the ordeal on Earth was finally over. A lot of major questions were asked, and I felt like I could relax. I turned a few corners and arrived back to where I started. Before I enter the room, I take deep breath. Something told me that it was time for things to come to an end. I believe after this scene, like when I enter the arc, it's gonna be the last time that Shydo enters the leaves Earth. Yeah. When I enter the room, I see Atron staying there alone. He's looking down at a pocket watch, counting down the time. All of his hard work was about to bear fruit. He really became a man with power over life and death. He turns around and gives me a wide smirk. So, this is it, huh? Take down the leader of Armstrong Incorporated, become the ruler of both life and death. He laughs a little. All in a day's work, it would seem. I can't believe how impressive Atron really was right in front of me as the smartest man I've ever met. Perhaps in his victory, even the smartest in the world. Just under a minute now. I love to see the look on Max's face to know it wasn't karma, but to know it was me. This was a lesson long in the making. She put the core 10, I don't know, of our parents to shame. If she took over the ark, it would be disastrous. I didn't do it just for me, you know. I did it to save the world from suffering. I'll do what my parents always wanted. I'll make this world a better place. A place where I'm proud to call myself an Armstrong. Just like Neil Armstrong. Anyway, he looks at the watch one more time. I can tell we're getting closer. Time to see if this was worth fighting for. I press my back against the wall and ready myself. I've experienced this enough times to know what it feels like. Atron, however, remained still, standing tall and proud. I guess in his mind, he had nothing left to fear. Oh. I think that scared me like a little bit, but not too much. Anyway. I scream out in agony and clutch my chest. I expected to feel the pain, but it's still too much to handle. I'm completely disbelief. Atron is unaffected. How could he withstand so much pain? I look at his eyes and spot a faint glisten. Perhaps it would be best if I do what he did. I stand up straight and focus on my breathing. We stand here, united, both waiting for Rayo. I feed off his energy until the suffering subsides. Congratulations. Congratulations, Atron. You won. He turns to me and smiles. It's nice to see you, Shydo. I knew you won't be too far behind. Atron and I exchange glances. So, what happens next? I'm sure there's a lot to teach me. That would be understatement, actually. but I have to talk to Shydo as well. Do you think we could go back to the Ark? I feel safer discussing things over there. Dad, now I'd like to see my home one last time. That is acceptable. I didn't really have a say in the matter. Thank you very much. At least this time he asked for permission though. He's definitely different than the Rayo I first met. I do have one question though, of course. You can see a lot from the Ark, right? You have a grasp on what we're all doing. I can, but you may not be able to at first. It's a skill that you learn to sharpen with time. Do you know what happened to Max and Sing and Daz? Are they safe? Rest assured, your plan succeeded. Max is behind bars. Everybody is safe. Good. Let's hope that she doesn't escape. Are you taking away the power away from her? There's no point. Excuse me? Trust me when I say this, because I know it too well. Controlling of time means nothing when you're a prisoner. All she can do is slow it down and stop it. If she wants to ignore, oh, elongate her sentence, then let her. I see. I'm gonna worry about her. She's useless where she is. That's what you wanted, isn't it, Atron? He shrugs. I guess if he wanted to, he could kill her anytime anyway. Well then, shall we go? Remember, I can't suspend places for long, and you don't want to be trapped in a place like this. We all agree and would await our trip to the Ark, but I tell Rayo I want some answers too. I was more than a little confused at recent events. Yes, of course you'll get answers. There's no point. There's nothing left for me to hold back after all. Every plan we've had has come to fruition. Our plans? Both of you, close your eyes. It's time we make one final trip. I close my eyes and keep them tightly shut. It isn't long before we're taken to the Ark. I can recognize the feeling. It's almost like this place has become my second home over time. But everything is about to end? This might be the last chance I get to see it. I have to make sure that I'm satisfied before I leave. The true nature of my fate on Terra had yet to be revealed. I take a deep breath before I open my eyes. Welcome to your new home, Atron. At least now I can say goodbye. Shydo too, this will be the last time we're here. He gestures broadly at the vast space surrounding us. So many memories. I hope you'll create some good ones too. You have a lot of responsibilities here, Atron. I'm ready for this burden, Rayo. Let's start with bringing some people back. Innocent lives were lost in order to keep me here. Not so fast. I need to teach you how things work first. Otherwise, you could cause unfathomable damage. The Ark is a very intricate machine. It requires the utmost focus and resolve. I see. So what do we do first? There's no need to hesitate any further. Actually, there is. I need to talk to Shydo first. Their journey is coming to an end, after all. I understand. The Savior's duty is not yet complete. But what exactly is that duty? I have a reason to believe that affects me too. Even the Ark. I don't want my role to cut short, Rayo. No need to worry. It won't be. Death cannot be stopped. and therefore nor can you your world. You won't be going anywhere until you decided to leave. When that time comes, you'll have to do what I did. Find a successor. Correct. But as for nature of your task, Shydo, I'm afraid that even I don't know that much. There's only one person I know of that does. Vela. Atron, I just need a few minutes with Shydo. I'll send them on their way, and we can begin. Very well. Take your time. I don't want to intrude, so I'll wait here. Well, before we go, I can give you a little something. Hmm? My sight. Ayel snaps his finger, and Atron grunts in pain. He stumbles back, his eyes shooting wide open. What is this? I can't see anything, Rayo. He starts panicking. On the contrary, you can see everything. You're just taking a lot of information. Relax and let it flow through you. It'll settle down as you learn to interpret it. Use it to watch over those you love. When I get back, I'll give you a silver more. I can see so many people, but this isn't Earth. What am I seeing right now? You must be watching over Terra. Interesting. Perhaps there's someone that you desire? For the first time, Rayo looks kind of confused. He tried to view Atron. I won't keep you waiting for long. We have to. We have some righteous training to attend to. After that, Atron simply fades from view. I don't know where we went, but we're alone now. Perhaps my chance of answers is finally here. I'm sorry for the dishonesty I've given you. You deserve the truth from here on now. So you'll get. After we're done talking, I'll go back to Atron. I didn't want him listening on this conversation. This started with you, after all. It's only fitting we end it that way. He gives me a warm smile before continuing. I see you've met Nami and Nagi. They are the force of pure evil. But on top of that, they are also the start of my story. Everything I've done to help you. That even includes my surrender of the Ark to Atron. I didn't want to do it, but I had no choice. Like you've been told, there is great power within you. Power enough to deliver salvation, or to put in the wrong hands, destruction. That's what Nami and Nagi strive for. That moment Nagi stabbed you, that power was unleashed. He was almost brought destruction on of everything. Normal people aren't meant to harness such powers, but those two possess a special set of weapons. Explains why they had to stab me for it to work. For a moment, they had won. They could achieve anything that they wanted. At least, that's what they thought. They were unaware of my existence. That's part of why Bella hid me away in here. The power spread through worlds like a huge wave. But the first place it really touched was here. I'm also capable of harnessing this power, so when it hit me, I almost became more than a god. And I couldn't just let them destroy the universe, so I did what I had the best at doing. I used that power to amplify my control over time. I was able to suspend all of Terra as a temporary fix. Their wave of destruction came to a halt, but I need to act quick. I couldn't keep Terra frozen forever. I needed to save all of you from those twins. But I couldn't do that while I was stuck in the Ark. I need to leave and take my powers with me, or at least a portion of them, enough to buy a few hours of time. Your wounds needed healing. All I had to get you all to safety. But now I'm getting a tad ahead of myself. I didn't want to force you into this fate, so I gave you a choice. That's why I sent you back. Explains why I didn't. That's explains why. Explains why I ended up in the supermarket right after. I guess no matter what I chose to end up in this conflict, I'm glad that you chose to take part, Shydo. After that, I needed a worthy successor, so I watched over you while letting Maxine and Atron do battle. This time, when they attacked again, I could leave, letting Atron replace me. That's basically it. Relive events with a better plan in place. When I send you back to Terra, you'll be alive and perhaps another reality exists where the twins did prevail. I wonder if I just turned back time or created a new timeline internally. Let's see, what else is there? There could be more? My head hurts enough already. He cheated time to redo everything with knowledge. Oh, this may not surprise you, but Terra houses the souls of the dead. There was a ritual. I just sent over whoever Max killed that night. Conrad and Indy were smart enough to hand off them to Claire. It helped them to earn his trust and eventually take down his campaign. Wow, everyone has such a grand fate before them. Rayo prevented the destruction of the universe. Atron will become the ruler of life and death. Indy and Conrad ended a twisted campaign. What was it that I waited to do? Everything led to the moment Nagi attacked you, and now everything has led there once again. I'll save you all this time and get you to safety. When you wake up in Terra, we'll get you to Vela. I could turn back time. I can't imagine what you're capable of. Maybe you'll ever even be able to change reality like I originally told you. You know, I'm going to miss it here. I forgot what this place looked like until I gave Atron my sight. Till then, I could only truly see what happening on Earth and Terra. It's beautiful, isn't it? He smiles on me as he starts to fade away. I guess it's time. I believe in you. You have all of my hope. And then he's gone, off to save me on Terra and complete his mission. I close my eyes to embrace the end of my journey. And next thing I know, I'm back here. Rayo must have sent me away after our little chat. I know one thing, I'm not going to Terra yet. Hey Shydo, was that man telling the truth? That you're going to save a lot of people? I'm taken aback by Kyla's sudden appearance, just like Rocker. He must have been seeing things from my eyes, if he knew what Rayo said. So, does this place exist within me? I'm genuinely confused. Rayo said that Terra has the souls of the dead. Then why is Kyla here? This is probably something that Vela will have to explain to me. If that's true, could you save me? I kind of feel lonely here. It's millions of voices. It's breaking my mind to hear all of them. Thankfully, it has stopped as soon as you arrived. I'm so glad to see you again, Shydo. Are you faking it or are you telling the truth? I nod at him and tell him that everything it's true. Actually, everything Rayo said was true. I've been juggling this fate for a while now. Damn, that's heavy stuff, but Max kinda hinted at it on the loudspeaker. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you that she was responsible. She threatened to kill you all if I did. I wish there was something I could have done to stop her, but something tells me she'll never get away with this. All of this is so extraordinary. It reminds me of the anime my brother used to watch. His brother, huh? I believe he mentioned that back on day one on the train. He said he was visiting his brother. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Kind of regretted it now. To be honest, a lot of stuff I told you wasn't true. Yeah, I know. Your brother died and stuff. Somehow Max figured it all out. And I believe your name's Eddie, I think. And she said you hate me if you told me the truth, but at the same time, we're friends. You wouldn't hate me, right? I guess it depends on what he's hiding. I don't even know why you picked Rook. I want to hate you for it. I was deceiving you all along. Perhaps this was penance for my actions or something? Yeah, the reason why I picked Rook over you is because I remember the first time I read your story and I decided to choose Rook because you hated me or something. But now that I know the truth, that you might be able to save me, I need to tell you the truth. Then you can decide if I'm worth it. After all, I've nothing but a fool. Much to my dismay, he starts fading away. He seems to think that's his fault and starts to panic. No, please, let me tell you. I want to tell you now why I lied. I don't think I have the bond or relationship where he's gonna tell me how. He looks around frankly and reaches out toward me. I call out to him in return and reach out to my hand as well. Oh, okay, never mind. He comes back into view and taking a huge sigh of relief. I'm not sure how I did that, but I think I'll finally get to hear his story. I haven't been honest, not like it's a big deal or anything. Max made sure it seemed like one, though. She said you hate me for lying. That terrified me, but I think what she wanted. I mean, why should I believe anything she says? That much was true. She definitely wanted to compromise all of us. I feel like if I told you, you'd understand. Everybody handles grief in their own way. Kala was grieving? I should probably tell you. I might not get another chance, And I kinda trust you more than anyone else. Us contest winners have to stick together. You know, I'd have your back when you needed it, so I feel like I should recuperate if I can. Yeah, we needed to have each other's backs. Well, it's kind of a long story, but it involves how I won the contest. It all started a few years ago. You see, I kinda have a brother. We were inseparable, and he was my best friend. All of those twin cliches are real. People confused us for each other, even our parents. He was older than me, but only by minutes. Oh yeah, I also have a twin brother, so me and Carla relate. Everything was great until he got the diagnosis, but me and my brother are different, unlike Carla and you. It was cancer, terminal 2. The doctors gave him 5 years to live. From that point on, he lived in a hospital. But I visit him every single day. He always have his earbuds in, which I told him was rude. But he didn't care. He loved the sound of pop music. It was so upbeat and it made him smile. I'm sure you could have guessed, but he was a big fan of Klace. He loved shock and rocker too, had all their CDs. But as time went on, his condition got worse. The hope he got from music would never be enough. That is, until the contest was announced. He was so full of joy, he may get to meet people he idolized. From that point, he was bedridden. Every day I'd buy 2 cans of Pop Star and we shared them. The hope of we both win and go together, but when I arrived with the cans, the room was empty. I knew exactly what that meant. He passed away. He was gone, and all the hope and joy went with him. Nothing where I've been dishonest. My brother, his name was Kylo. Huh? That's right, I've been lying all along. My name is Eddie, and I'm truly sorry. I'm shocked and confused, more so confused. I sat in that room all alone before cracking open the drink. And wouldn't you know it, that's the day I won. I cried for hours. Why couldn't it have been a day earlier? That's when I decided I couldn't let it go to waste. I took his ID, and claimed my spot in the tour. It wasn't hard since we were twins. But he deserved to experience it. It's at least the way he wanted. That's when I told myself, it doesn't make much sense aside from being a symbolic jester, whenever. So that's why he was doing all of this. He starts to cry in front of me at the open of old wounds. There's more to it, you know. The hospital didn't tell me at first, but he took his own life. He started to think that we could never win the contest. From the one thing keeping him afloat was nothing more than a pipe dream. And do you want to know why? He looks away from me like he's scared to continue. It's because you found the first can. And that's why I chose work over you. He felt like his odds decreased substantially, that we no longer be able to go together. Every day that passed, his hope dwindled, and I guess he reached a breaking point. So I'm responsible for Kyla's death, and the Verily, of course, but still, you know, I really hate Tokyo. I hate maid cafes, I hate everything, and most of all, I can't stand Klace. His music reminds me of my brother, the smile he had on his face when he listened to it, the look of hope that I'll never see again. And it really because of you. And again, that's why I chose you to die instead of Rook. He clenches his fists and trembles with anger. There's nothing I can do about it. My brother would have no room for hate in his heart. And I have to play the part, then neither can I. So it's not fair to lash at you. That's why I've been so friendly since the start. Not only that, but excited as we turn in every corner. It's how he would have acted if he were still here. But I was constantly conflicted. Should I be kind to you like he would have, or I let my true colors show along with my hate? I guess it's pretty obvious which I chose, and I'm gonna continue doing it for his sake. Maybe it's better that he never made it. I mean, look at the mess this tour has become. But I'll keep doing it because it's what he would have wanted, no matter what. There just isn't any room for what I want. Except maybe for one small thing. Something you can do to help me move on. I want you to bring him back. This isn't a request like with Rook, this is a demand. He gives me a piercing gaze. In fact, I don't even care if you leave me here. Just make sure you bring him back. He deserves it. If I can, I'll bring you both back. Good. Then maybe I'll get to see him again. Even if I get to see that smile just one more time. It starts to fade away. That's all I could ask for. With that, he completely fades. I knew I wouldn't be long until I was in Terra now, but there was one other thing I knew above all else. If I had the power inside me, I would bring back everyone that died and more. There would be no more suffering in this cursed world. Everybody would unite with those they had lost. Yes, that's a fine goal indeed. The true rule of the world, a true savior. I close my eyes as my journey to Terra comes to an end. I enter the world with a smile and a newfound sense of resolve. This time I do it. I do what is meant to do all along. My eyes slowly open and I examine my surroundings. All I know where this is. I'm at the Wayfarer's Tavern. A sharp pain pulses through my abdomen, and I cover it up with my hand. I notice that a large bandage is present and covered with my blood. It subsides rather quick and must have been from the shock of realization. I shake my head in an effort to push away from the bad memories. Memories of the ballroom. Ah, okay, ballroom, 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 ballroom. I sit up and reposition myself so my feet touch the floor. The cold would make me shiver, but at least there's a floor here. Moments later, the door opens, almost as they heard me moving around from outside. Wow, it's good to see you up again. You've been out cold for almost a week. He laughs it off and smiles. Hey, Conrad, get in here. Your special friend is moving again. More like special boyfriend. Hebe steps away and rests his back against the wall. Sure enough, moments later, Conrad burst into the room. Shydo! He runs forward and places his hand in mine. Oh, touching. I was so worried we'd lost you. Everyone was sure. Everyone was saying that you'd be dead for sure. Wow. Have a little faith. Though I guess Rayo did save me. If not for his intervention, everybody would be dead. Not just me. I still need to get you to Vela. We can't let everything that happened be in vain. Just don't move too much, Yor. I cut him off and let him know that I'm fine. My body's just a little stiff from being in bed for a week. No way! A wound like that needs time. You could even risk opening it up again. They bicker, but I stand up regardless. Conrad put his hands out as if to brace for my fall. I look at both of them, repeat that I'm fine. Is the feigning death something you do often? I mean, you rarely screw it. There's no way in hell that you survive that. But nobody is giving me any details. They're all silent. I don't think I can reveal the truth of what happened, so I shrug. Well, they are the savior, you know. Never short of surprises, this one. Besides, the mystery man was right. He told us that Shydo would survive. You should start believing me more often. I agreed with from the start. Fine, fine, you win. Good thing I didn't place any bets. Hang tight, I'll send him upstairs. Phoebe leaves the room and heads downstairs. Mystery man, what do you mean by that? What happened, Conrad? Well, a lot of us just don't remember. Claire's residence is just kind of a blur. Phoebe had to fill us in on everything. We were brought here by a stranger who had saved our lives. He said he tended to your wounds and you'd survive. But I was the only one who believed what he said. I'm glad he was right. I just wish we were a little earlier though. And it could have saved the others. But Peavy was right. You should definitely be dead, and if not, something like that would have taken months to heal. Guess you gotta put on the fast track. The impossible doesn't seem too far out of reach for you. I mean, you can leave Terra, and that's impossible too. There was no need to worry anymore, though. Before I can continue thinking, he enters the room. Oh, here he is now. Why don't you thank him, Shydo? He did save your life after all. Oh, I believe there's no need. We have some sort of arrangement. Hmm? Rayo holds out his hand toward me. It's like the other times, but this feels different. For some reason, seeing him outside of the arc is almost surreal. I just realized something. He has a gear. I think that's a tattoo, but during my time I read Major Minor a few times. I just realized that. Come, Shydo. You've got a royal ball to attend. And some final truths to unveil. Okay, basically, this might be the final video. The Lives We Live, complete chapter 8. But yeah, this is the final video, most likely, yeah. It would seem the time has come dusk. I make my final preparations. Is there anything you would me? Is there something you would have me do? I can hear the voices from outside. I'm actually a little nervous. I didn't expect this many people. It's natural, I'm sure. This is a big day for you, after all. You're about to reveal everything. I can only hope for a positive reception. That might be why I'm scared. I don't know how they'll react. It's no different than any other speech, Bella. Don't overthink it. Focus on voice. Speak loud and strong. You're in a high position of power. You need to focus on how you're saying things. It might even be more important than what you're saying. I suppose you're right. As usual, you have a way of calming me down. Thank you, Dusk. Of course, it would be no good to display fright. In turn, they would feel scared as well. Remember, a happy king creates a happy world. Yes, a happy world. Thanks again. I really mean it. It's an honor. Is there anything else I can do? I suppose we can delay this any further. Please go ahead and open up the gates. We must prepare for our very special guest. Me! It's gonna be me, Shydo. Shydo Shiba. You two know each other? I thought you were just some stranger. I guess you could say that and still the case. Until now, I've been less than forthcoming. I'm sensing some kind of story here. You've been lying, haven't you? He shake his head. Of course I haven't been lying. If that was going on, I just didn't think that anyone would believe me. Well, go on, I'm listening. No need to leave me hanging, Shydo. I'm afraid we might have to, Conrad. You wouldn't understand the complexities at play. Don't belittle me, man. I'm smarter than you think. Rayo sighs, likely out of annoyance. He was right, though. We could never tell Conrad anything. If Terra houses the souls of the dead, then Conrad used to live on Earth. I wonder what his life was like before. I wonder that about everybody here, for that matter. Rayo goes on to talk, but only gives Conrad the bare minimum. Well, it's quite the story, but I've worked with Vela for a long time. That's gonna be bogus, Rayo. I would have seen you before. I practically live in that castle. Like I said, there are complexities at play. I'm not really Terran. I've watched over this world from far away. Come again? That's all I'm willing to say right now. Me and Bella essentially ruled Terra together. I believe Kalen found the South. That's probably why he was sent to Claire's prison. At the all costs, Vela wanted to keep me a secret. I was about what you call a scapegoat, I suppose. It's all thanks to me that you are alive. I was about to stop Nami and Nagi in the ballroom, but if my existence was made public, well, let's just say that I'd probably be dead. I hope we can forgive Bella, Conrad. Keeping Kaylin quiet allowed me to do what I needed. Friday mentioned that actually. He said Kaylin had secrets that could ruin Bella. I guess that's somewhat true, but Bella isn't up to anything sinister. Friday just held some sort of grudge. I knew it. There's no way that Bella is evil. He just wants to save Terra. He needed his privacy. Riley was right too then. Bella couldn't be his true employer. Of course not. He just wanted to catch Indy off guard. All he wanted was to split second take advantage of. Just like I thought. I'm glad Claire saw reason in the end. We don't need people like Riley living on Terra. Yeah, he's no longer a puppet. Riley's ambition died when those strings were cut. Where is he, by the way? I haven't seen him since the ballroom. I gave him a generous head start. He said he wanted to get away and start a new life. Then that settles the election. But what if someone else gets their claws on in Claire? I doubt he'll be stupid enough to repeat the same mistakes. He'll likely think twice before getting close to anybody else. It seems basically everything has come to an end. Murders, mystery, unearth, the battle for the Ark, and the Terran election. All that's left is to get to the ball. Bella will reveal his plan, and everything will make sense. Yeah, it'll have to do with Shydo. Their only card left in play. We'll save everybody. I know it. This is a day we've been waiting for. How long have you been working with Bella? He's mortal. It could have been a millennia, correct? Correct. Not gonna elaborate. Correct. Fine. I wouldn't have time to explain anyway. You need to get to the ball. Don't forget, Shydo is the guest of honor. It's not polite to keep the royalty in wait. Yeah. Let's get downstairs, alright? We better say goodbye to everybody. Conrad smiles at me as he leaves the room. It's true, we did make a lot of friends here. Perhaps it's time to have a final chat with them. We'll probably head to Bella and likely facing Nami and Nagi. Our success isn't guaranteed, so don't leave anything unsaid. Whether we succeed or fail, all comes to an end today. At least we get to attend a ball before it comes to a close. He smiles a little, too, before he exits the room after Conrad. The aura of uncertainty in the air is starting to make me nervous. With what Rayo said, I realized that there's a chance we might lose. We could have a repeat of the ballroom incident. In that case, the second chance Rayo gave me would go to waste. I couldn't let that happen. I followed them downstairs, happy at the fact I get to see my friends, even if I might be the last time I'll ever be to do so. There's no need to mock me, Conrad. I had a lead, and a solid one at that. In the end, we're both technically correct. Caitlin was a prison to keep him quiet. But not about what you thought. Bella is clean, and you were wrong. Let's not think of right or wrong here. We saved Caitlin's life, and that's what matters. If you say so. I do. Yeah, there's no need to fight about this. It's not what Kabu would have wanted. We should honor what we've lost. Whoever was right or wrong doesn't matter. Right, I'm sorry. But at least our goals are now aligned. We need to figure out just what Bella's after. Apparently, it won't be too hard. He's gonna tell everybody during the royal ball. So let's just get over there and hear him out. It seems to be the best course of action. His silence only ended up hurting him in the end, though. Made it seem like there was something he had to hide. He could have just believed me. That's hard to do when you work for him. Conflict of interest isn't easily ignored. Keep coping, I guess. Righty shrugs and walks away. He passes right by me as he does so. Welcome back to the living, Shydo. Thank you. It's like things were more or less back to normal around here. Everything seems to getting ready for this royal ball. You know, Righty is a nice guy. He was far too nice to becoming an assassin. But my time as one might be limited as well. After everything is over, Terra might not need assassins. Maybe we can settle down together then. One step at a time, Shydo. Can't go rushing into anything. Maybe the world will be better off without assassins anyway. It would always the end goal to become absolute. No more dirty work to be done from the shadows. It's just ironic that it requires work to attain. Looks over at the bar where right to you went. Let me grab a drink. Been one hell of a week. But first, I just want to say I forgive you. I mean, I can sort of see why you sided with Freddy back then. Seems like we're all in this together now, though. Let's see it through and as a team. He smiles, enjoys writing at the bar. I turn to face Kaylin. This is the first time we chatted directly. It's amazing how they're not affected. I could never detach myself emotionally like that. I can still see Kabu when I close my eyes. I guess I'm just not as quick to forget. After this, I'll probably take a step back from guild life. That is, if guilds are even need when it's over. Like Conrad said, everything could change. All depends on what Vela is after. Whatever's coming though, I just wish Kabu could have seen it. I'm sorry that you lost your friend. It's not how I wanted to play this out. It's okay, Rayo. This isn't your fault at all. You did everything that you could. Feels so weird to see Rayo out of the arc, just getting along with everybody. Perhaps Shydo can bring them back. With such power, I'm sure anything is possible. Really? I experienced a fraction of it and felt like a gone. Whatever Shydo has, it's definitely greater than that. Definitely greater than a gone. Will you join me for a drink, Kaylin? I'm parched in need of company. Perhaps I can explain a little more. The least I can do after what happened to Kabu. Walks to the bar, assuming Kaylin would agree. What an interesting guy. I don't have any reason to say no. He seems to know a lot more than he lets on, and he was able to save the rest of us. Catch you later. Yeah. He smiles. He follows Rayo to the bar. It's an odd sight to see after everything that happened. Conrad and Righty are laughing, sharing drinks with one another. Kaylin and Rayo seems to have intense conversation. If you asked me yesterday, I never would have expected this. We're all together, right on the verge of Terra's history. A lot of bogus, if you ask me. Save the world, bring back the dead. Not even Rayo seems to know what's going on. Don't listen to anything except for what Rayo says personally. It's too dangerous to base your actions on words on theories. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to bring back the dead too. He suddenly approaches, startles me a bit, but I don't show it. I can tell he's talking about his mother and basing his thoughts on his past. There's so much up in the air. I don't really trust that man. It's all convenient for him. Trust me, Rayo is holding something back. In his line of work, I've learned to catch liars. You rang? We both look at Sam. Wow, clearly everyone was here today. Not now, Sam. I don't have any secrets to sell. So mean. I'm just here for the drinks and the fun. Oh yeah, Shydo's nearly dying is so much fun. I know, it's the best. She laughs. They're having a good time. Honestly, seems like everyone's having a good time for once. Anyway, you're going to the royal ball, right? Uh-huh. I've managed to secure a carriage for you. Looks like you'll be arriving in style. I figured the savior deserves the best. At the very least, you'll turn heads when you arrive. A carriage? Yeah, like a rickshaw, just way fancier. A few townspeople will be carrying you there. Because of that, you'll need to travel light. Aside from Rayo, can only fit one more. A date? No, not you. Looks like I arrived at the perfect time. You owe me for saving you from that. You got money. You got money, so no. Sam. I think it's their choice, Sam. Besides, you probably just want to steal info. The entire town will be there, letting the alcohol talk. Gold mine. As if we're listening, Colin barges in. No way you're taking Sam to the ball. I thought I was a shoo-in from the start. I have to take you to Villa after all. It's been my assignment since we first met. Please don't do this, Shydo. The king will be disappointed in me. He's after the money, Shydo. Remember, Vela promised him a lot. He probably doesn't even care about you. At least I'm being honest about my intentions. You only care about money too. I do care about them. I put my whole life on the line for them. They both stare at me, expecting an answer. Sam was right. She did save my life. But Conrad has been my ally since the start. Either way, I can only choose one of them. Come on, let me take you to the king. I can't let him down after everything what happened. Or take me, so I can steal valuable intel. When I sell it, I'll make sure you get a huge cut. Conrad, I'm taking you. Ha 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 ha. Score! I knew I can count on you, Shydo. I'll show you a wonderful time. Oh, he grabs my hand and raises up, giving the top a soft kiss. Yeah, this is probably the only difference in the Major Minor 2.0. No, too bad, too bad. I'm going on a date with Conrad. I'll meet you outside, alright? I'm packing light, so I won't keep you waiting. I know. Me and Conrad started this together, and we ended that way. We both walk away in different directions, but Conrad goes to prepare. Guess we be heading off soon. The ball was intimate after all. Well, guess it settles it. We meet. We be meeting outside. I start walking toward the door with the objective in mind, but I don't make it very far before Trish stops me in my tracks. Getting to the ball, I assume. Can I have a word with you first? I nod. Seems harmless to me. I've been hearing stories a lot of wild stories about your will as savior and what you're capable of. As you probably know, Pidgeot's mother died long ago. It was due to Vella's Exodus project. We don't have the heart to tell Pidgeot. Instead, we just play along, saying she'll be back one day. I know it's harmful to make him live in a fantasy world, but if what I've heard is true, it might not be fantasy. What Rayo said is true, they might bring back the dead. I tell her that I don't know the true nature of my power. I only know what Rayo has said, that I'm accompanying almost anything. I just want you to bring back Pidgeot's mother. That way we weren't lying, and he wasn't living in a fantasy. If you can do it, then everything we told him will be true. I'd love to see him happy again. I can tell he's hurting. If I can do it, I will. Perfect. Thank you, Shydo. Ever since I first saw you, I knew you'd be special. You might be able to make everything good again. But I guess you can't do it until you arrive at the castle. I'll let you get on your way, alright? Best of luck. With that, she walks away. Everybody seemed to have someone they wanted brought back. Death touches all of us in one way or another. There's no way around it. but if I could chase the world, I'd give them their loved ones back, and I make sure both Terra and Earth were forever peaceful. Make my way outside, I hear a sound of revelry behind me. One fact dawns on me. After this, I might not see my friends again. Changing the world and defeating Nami and Nagi. I hope I'm not biting off more than I can chew. When I get outside, I immediately notice the carriage. My mind snaps back to Tokyo when I first saw the limo. A VIP on Earth and a VIP on Terra. Funny how that worked out. I take a breath of fresh air and smile. I feel hopeful, like things would go the way that Rayo predicted and into suffering and the resurrection of our friends and loved ones. That would surely be a worthy payoff to everything. Feels like been a lot longer than it really has. Though then I'm eager to see this and part of me they want to let go. But good things they must one day come to an end. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. I'll say goodbye to everybody first. I know it's weird since we'll be coming right back. But I didn't say it seemed right to leave without saying goodbye. Thanks for choosing me to take me that way. I knew you'd come through the end. Maybe we can have some fun before we meet Bella. It's a royal ball. It shouldn't make it all business. That was true. Ball meant dancing. And hopefully a meal. Yeah, a meal. I started to realize how hungry I really was. Anyways, I'll get to the top and you can get back with Rayo. Feels like you two have lots to talk about. I'd rather not get involved unless I have to. He pats me on the back and jumps on top of carriage. There was a chair up there, I guess to oversee and direct the drivers. Once Karan mounts the carriage, Rayo exits the tavern. Wow, it's really bright out here. Can't say I've been under the sun before. There's a lot I haven't done actually, but that can wait until this is all over. He smiles on me before walking the carriage. I have you to thank for my freedom, Shydo. I'm not sure it's possible to express my gratitude with words. Care to join me in the back? We can have each other company and chat. I have no shortage of things to talk about. After this, he enters the back of the carriage. I shortly follow after. The carriage is much bigger on the inside, just like the limo. I'm shocked that people can make a living carrying this thing around. Wow. I'd take a seat if I were you. Don't want to be standing when they start moving. He gestures an open seat in front of him. Not sure how long the ride we've got. I've only visited the castle in suspicion and never left the throne room. He rests back in his chair with a heavy sigh. I never thought I'd live to see this day. We watched over Terra for millions of years. To think that change will finally come. I don't think I could have been more excited. People will look back on this day for eternity. Talk about putting the pressure on. Bella will be so thrilled to finally meet you. I expect that he has quite the feast ready to food. It's not often he opens the gates. The last time he was during the Exodus project. Of course, that didn't go as planned. The carriage starts shaking, we start to move. That's a pretty sad story in a way. No need to focus on things like that. What else shall we talk about? A little bit to anything really. I have a few ideas. He was being more open with me, but number one thing on my mind was his past. How did he really come to rule over that ark? Where was he from and what was life before? You wanna know about my past, huh? Always interested in other people. But really quite something else. Most people only care about themselves. Suppose I can tell you a little bit, but I have to say it's all pretty hazy. I know Bella created me a long time ago, likely to act as fail-safe against Nani and Maggie. It's probably more apt to call me a living weapon, able to tap into that power like their blade. They didn't know about me or expect me, so when they unleashed your power, I was able to step in. That's when I stepped you back to relive events more optimally, but I noticed something odd. You got stronger, especially as those you suffered and perished. That's when I got an interesting idea, to say the least. That wasn't the first time I sent you back. I'm not sure to say this, but this is probably the millionth cycle, or even more. I repeated this cycle over and over to grow power within you. I knew we get only one chance to take down Nami and Nagi, so before that happened, I needed you as strong as possible. Events mostly played out the same and came to a head in the ballroom. Sometimes different people die, and sometimes you made different choices, but none of them would be permanent anyway, except for this cycle, which I believe would to be the prime cycle. That's why I let things progress to where we are now, on our way to meet Bella and face the final battle. I can only hope that the universe accommodates my actions. Theoretically, we just move back and forth on the timeline. But there's no need if there's a case or not. I could have created a brand new timeline for each and every time. If that's the case, then the trail of Doom's timelines behind us, an ocean of chaos where drops can ripple both inward and outward. But who's to say that never happened before? After all, we've never found cause of deja vu. But who's to say that never happened before? After all, we've never got cause for deja vu. But let's face the facts and let's conjecture. All things suffer started to change my perspective on things. As a cue, the carriage stopped and we arrived at the castle. I've come to care about you a lot over the years. I've seen you relive events over 1,000,000 times after all. I've seen your friends die over and over again. I had to watch it all, helpless until now. We're on the verge of giving it all meaning. Please, do what you meant to do. Kill Nami and Nagi. We're in the suspended reality. That way, we'll erase their very existence from pages of history. There have been so many cycles, and it all becomes so muddled in my mind. So I have yet to confuse you. Well, I'm confused myself. I just know that killing someone frozen time changes everything. They are wiped from reality, and reality adjusts to accommodate this. I know there's more to it, and I might not be correct, but that's something Bella will have to tell you. How you feel about me. That's how I feel about him. He knows more than he lets on, but he doesn't have ill intent. Let him fill in the blanks and bring to an end. If reality can be rewritten, then we can erase the negatives. He really will be able to bring back the dead, create a world where none of these hardships have happened. Atron is counting on you as well. I told him that your power may be greater than his. He nods at me. He's giving me his blessing. Then moments later he exits the carriage. First thing I see upon my exit is the castle. It's grand, luxurious, and meets my every expectation. Hey there, Shydo. It's a pretty sight, wouldn't you say? I see it all the time, but never stop loving the view. He jumps down from the carriage with a smile. It seems that many people outside, though, consequences of opening the gates, I guess. We should get in line right away. There's no way I'm missing Bella's speech. Yeah, it's definitely busy, but it's all townspeople, no guards. I suppose it's the inside that needs protecting today. Let's go before they reach I don't know. I know those guards won't open forever. Yeah, he's right. Could the castle fit many people? How many were inside already, for that matter? He starts running toward the gate, so I follow him. I'm surprised someone like him doesn't have special access or a secret entrance. But finally dawned on me, I'm really here. After everything that happened, I was ready to at the doorstep of the inn. We wouldn't get in without a wait. There was a line of hundreds of people. We were able to move a few steps forward every couple of minutes. I noticed that the gates are guarded by a few notable looking people. Wait, is that Lato? I've always wanted to meet that guy. He's a legend around here, believe it or not. He seems genuinely excited, which is nice to see. I guess Conrad's a bit of a fan? He has this way of reading you. Apparently he can predict your future. Top it off, everyone says he eerily accurate. We should have him read us before we go inside. No need. I already know we end up together. Wow, what confidence. But I like it. Let's make it through this first and see what happens. I've always wanted to know what's in store for me. Can't be anything other than greatness, right? He smirks at me. It's not much longer before we reach the gates. Welcome to the castle, citizen. Today we learn about the future of Terra, but first we'll learn about what's in store for you. I like his wolf-like hair and eyes. Yeah, he has a nice outfit. That sounds awesome, Lato. I'm Conrad, and this is I'm your friend, Shydo. I'm kidding. Maybe you've heard of them? Oh, this is Shydo. Bella, it was quite exciting to meet you, but I don't know much more than that. Maybe a reading will make that more clear? Of course. That's why I'm here, after all. Who'd like to go first? Conrad leaps forward and offers Lato his hand. I guess Conrad knew about the process already. Glad to see someone so eager. There's been no shortage of rude people so far. Not believers in this stuff, you know. Mario. grips Conrad's hand and grips it firmly. Then he closes his eyes and remains silent. I can sense you're lost, Conrad. Perhaps things have changed for you. You're scared what you might become. But there's no need to be afraid, Conrad. In your future, you are very happy. Your adventure only just began. I see lots of travel and discovery. Discoveries that will benefit the world, and you won't be making them alone. You've lost a loved one, but they aren't gone. They will find new life within you. Wait, does that mean I reached a true ending? I don't think so, but maybe small chance I probably did. They help you make who you are today. The entire world will go benefit from it. Wow, what a reading. I'm not sure what to think. It may take time to process, but make for a great talking point once inside. Because it's time for Shydo. After that, it'll be time to meet Bella. Yes, of course. I'll get right. But if you could give me your hand, Shydo, I offer my hand, just like Conrad did earlier. Natio grips it tightly, closing his eyes once more. He squeezes it tighter, like it's not working. This seems a lot more tense than Conrad's reading. He shifts the place a little bit, like he's uncomfortable. I must apologize. This is difficult, a lot to process, much more than normal. I exchange an awkward glance with Conrad before either of us can speak. Natio pulls back. Well then, thanks for letting me read you. That was certainly something else. Huh? Ask him what he saw. Enjoy your stay in the castle, but please, make haste to the throne room. Vela would like to see you as soon as possible. The guards beside him open the gates and push us inside. I turn back, trying to get some info from Natio. Hopefully I sing one of his names right. But they close the gates. I guess I never know what he saw. So much death. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the... I don't know if it's a bad ending, maybe like neutral ending or something. I'm still worried about what Nato saw, but the beautiful sight before me put me at ease. Well, that's definitely weird. Maybe he didn't like what he saw. Not to worry, Shydo. He could have just rushed us in to stay on schedule. Somehow I doubt that. It's hard to take it as anything other than ill omen. I'm the savior and a reader didn't like what they saw in my future. Yikes. Looks like it did when I left it. I sure Indy could have been here with us though. He smiles, examining the royal halls. This must be like a second home to him after all. Guess everyone's going to the ballroom. Can't blame them. It's where the food and music are. He tilts his head where the crown people are walking. I guess where the real party will be taking place. You have other plans though. Gotta get to your meeting with the king, right? You probably shouldn't waste time like everyone else. That's a shame though. The ballroom is amazing. It'd certainly be better with your company, but I understand if you prefer to get things moving. He blushes and rubs the back of his head. I'd love to check out the ballroom together. Wait, really? Thanks, Shido. I was hoping you'd say something like that. Well, of course, I picked you for a reason. But let's not tell Vela, alright? Don't want to seem irresponsible. Let's hope we have a better experience in this ballroom. Then we'll get to Vela and let you save the world. all in day's work for people like us. He playfully nudges me before walking toward the ballroom. I follow after him, excited for what kind of party is in store. Also, couldn't hurt to mingle with people I was meant to save. When they learn who I am, maybe they'll brag about having party with me. We enter the ballroom together and I look around. This place is massive, much bigger than I would have thought. Everyone in the ballroom looks so happy, which makes me happy in return. Must be the first time they've been inside the castle as well. Well, this is it. Looks like a different when it's packed. I actually used to come here when I needed to be alone. Seems like a brand new place in this light though. Not even sure why Vela had a ballroom in the first place. This is probably the first time he used it in centuries. He points to different places, explaining the room to me. We can grab some food over there. I think drinks are on the house today too. I guess the dance floor empty for now, but I can see orchestra preparing to play. What should we do about the meantime? Maybe talk of our feelings? Feelings. I mean, you must have a thing for me. Coming here with me instead going to the king. Not to mention that all that flirting you've been doing. The spark have been flying since day one. I was a little surprised, but to be honest, I'm usually always business before pleasure. But ever since we met in the forest, something felt right. It's like I've known you forever, if that makes sense. I had the weirdest feeling of deja vu that day. Meeting you was one of the best moments in my life. The orchestra starts playing, startling everybody. Conrad's ears perks up as dance floors get crowded. Sorry about rambling like that. I guess there's a lot on my mind. Maybe you should get going or expect us to dance. Trust me, I'm not good at that. He blushes and rubs the back of his head. I'll probably stay behind and grab a drink. Don't want to get in the way of your meeting. It's true, I did have an important meeting. Perhaps coming to the ballroom was already enough of a delay. It would be nice to relax before the end of all this. Something tells me a lot more work was waiting for me. May I have this dance? I definitely have time for a quick dance, though. I hold my hand offering a formal offer. He looks at me, a little shocked, with a huge blush on his face. Wait, really? Even though I can't dance? I tilt my head toward the people on the dance floor. It's not like their moves were professional either. They were just here to have a good time. I guess you're right. Perhaps, for you, I could give it a try. He grabs my hand and we walk toward the dance floor and we mimic the motion of everybody else, swaying side to side. I wouldn't do this with just anyone, but I think I've made it clear. I think you're special. The people on the dance floor group up so much close. This pushes Conrad and I closer to each other as well. You've left me conflicted, even had me doubting my beliefs. If I were ordealed to kill you, I couldn't do it. And I've never turned down a contract before. He laughs at what he just said. That's what that was meant to sound sweeter in my head. What I meant was, I like you. And it's all I can think about lately. I'm ready to put my assassin days behind me. especially after hearing Nato's reading. I think there's more in store for my life. He said something about an adventure. I don't know what could be possibly compared with this one. Must be true though. He knew about Indy. I can make a world a better place with everything he taught me. Though I guess it's all in the air. Nothing is set in stone until Vela gives his speech. But even if the future is so uncertain, I'd really get like you to be part of mine. You're unforgettable. Orchestra stops playing and the floor clears up, but Conrad doesn't seem to notice or care. We stay close. We both look each other in the eye, but now his face is bright red. I can tell what's going to happen. I can feel the moment hanging in the air. We inch our faces toward one another. I can feel myself blushing as well. My heart feels like it might beat over my chest as I press my lips against his. Yay! I Shydo kissed Conrad. He runs his hand against the side of my face as we prolong the kiss. When we pull back, we both have the widest smile imaginable. Good luck, alright? I can't wait to hear what Velas has to say. When it's all over, you need to tell me everything. And don't feel bad about telling him to slow down. He sure knows how to talk a lot and fast. I chuckle at Conrad as we leave the dance floor. He goes off to the side on his own, leaving me to my own business. As I leave, I can hear him starting to mingle with everyone else. I look back one final time and our eyes meet. He smiles as I make my exit. Alright, it's time to meet King Vela. After leaving Conrad behind, I walk back to the atrium. It's even more empty than it was before. I guess everybody was in the ballroom for their festivities. All that greets me is that massive staircase leading to the throne room. I place my foot on the bottom step, look up. It was finally about to happen. I finally meet the King of Terra. Everything I've done so far was led up to this moment. I ascend to the stairs, my mind almost going haywire. This is going to play out in so many different ways, but soon enough, I knew the truth about everything, what my power was, and what Vela wanted. Oh, by the way, this visual novel is almost over, so yeah. When I reach the top of the stairs, I see a large door. It was obvious that I was looking at the entrance of the throne room. I gulp audibly, can hear it echo enough through the empty atrium. The door was beautiful, with intricate design marking the door room beyond as a portent. With a large sense of hesitation, I opened the door. It was time to see what fate awaited me and all my friends. Here we go. Oh. Meanwhile, hope things are going well, to be honest. I'm starting to worry. Kaylin, I'll be fine. Shydo has this one in the bag. Besides, you and Righty are both here. If anything happens, I know you'll protect us. There's nothing to worry about. Sorry, you're right. Just been on edge lately, being in prison and all that. Not to mention the fight in the barroom. If Andy and Conrad got my mail, could have been could have been avoided that. The cabby will still be here. The reason why I laughed is because PB destroyed them now. Worrying over the past won't fix anything, Caitlin. We gotta stay focused on the present and the future. Especially with what Shydo's doing. I believe in them, you know? I can tell it start to feel changing in the air. Haven't been this optimistic in a long time. I'll believe it when I see it. Excuse me, I think I need some time alone. Alone time. Another word, Karen storms off. Whoa, what's gotten into him? Oh well, I'm sure he'll be fine. Everything alright over here? Kaylin looked a little upset. I'm sure everything will be fine. But I think we did more harm than good. I thought we did for Riley? Exactly. Well, he got what he deserved in the end. Like he said, all bad men do. You can't push us around anymore either. Guess you're right, but innocent people dying, and I'm scared that the count might continue to grow. Just then, a visitor knocks on the tavern door. People can't read anymore? It says we're closed for the day. Don't open it. Don't open it. In disregards PB's declaration, they knock louder. Fidget quickly runs to the door, intrigued and excited. It must be important. It could even be Mom. He slowly opens the door, greeting their persistent guest. Hey there, welcome to the Wayfarer's Tower. Wayfarer. Sorry for the inconvenience, but we're closed today. Something I can help you with? I told you not to open the door. Pidget. This is a testimony to Father's failure, built to satisfy an enraged population. Correct as usual, sister. I must say, it's quite homely, but something tells me they'll no longer need it. Just as Terra no longer needs them. They grip their blades, their murderous intent now clears everybody inside. Chapter 9, The Bonds We Forge. This experience is surreal, and I'm not sure how to feel. After everything I've been through, I'm finally here. A whirlwind of emotions overtake me, and I start to panic. There are two thrones in this room, side by side. One is white, and the other one is black. Which one is his? I scan and take in my surroundings. Even it's a possible part of me finds the room familiar. I'm not sure where Vela is. And then this concerns me. But then the door slams shut. It caught me extremely off guard. I quickly turn around and see a man in royal gear. It's finally happening. This is Vela. After all this time, you're finally here. I was starting to think you might not make it back. Please, offer me your hand, Shydo. He holds out his hand. I sense expectation. I couldn't exactly leave a king hanging, could I? I offer my hand. With a shake, I introduce myself. I exactly know who you are. We can drop the formalities from this point forward. He grips on my hand and walks away. I follow after him and we move toward the thrones. However, he doesn't sit. He stands between the both of them. I was told you met Nami and Nagi. I must apologize. I'm sure it was unpleasant. No greater headache than errant children. Errant children? What do you mean by that? I ask him, knowing that a long story certainly awaits me. Honestly, I'm not sure where to start. I never really thought that this day would come. But now, you must know the truth about Terra, a reservoir for souls for or the dead, of the dead, my own personal hell. Things a bit more complex, however. If you give me the chance, I'd love to explain. I nod. That's why I came here after all. Where to start? Well, the people know that I'm not from Terra, but they don't know my true origins or why I lived so long. I came from a large federation of worlds, a galactic community living together in harmony. Of course, this was millions of years ago. I can no longer be certain of their status. Terra and Earth exist on their own plane of reality. That is why Earth and Terra have never contacted other worlds. They are closed off in every sense of the world. I left the Federation. It was hurting. They need new sources of energy in order to survive. In order to achieve this, they look to the brightest minds, giving them stones of immense power. These minds will create realities, closed off space to conduct experiments and grow power without consequence. That way, if a plane of reality destroyed itself, nothing bad would happen. They could get as risky as possible in their search of new power, but they were successful. They would break out. The power required to do so would be indicative of their success. On the other hand, if Federation perished, it would be not affected these realities. Experiments could carry on and not tied down to by current affairs. I received several of these stones. My job was to create a new source of energy. One could save the Federation from its dying gasp. The first thing I did was to create terror, my own utopia, far out of harm's way. A place to escape it if things failed. Then I had to create another world, a world where I conduct all my experiments. But I, filled with doubt and uncertainty, I couldn't let those emotions seep into this new world. Like an artist, our feelings can tell the results of our work. So I created some sort of bridge, a place between worlds, connecting them. A celestial observatory deck, you could say, somewhere to experiment and watch from afar. I used the stones to create two beings. They were made in the image of perfection and beauty. They never hold the same doubt in their mind that I did. Their sole purpose was to succeed where I'd failed. Error was simply not in their nature. After that, I fixed the stones to a spear, giving to my creations. They used their pure minds and the weapons to make a perfect world. They made what become Earth. Standing on the bridge, they used sacred spear. They did it. They exactly did what they made to do. But I've learned one thing. Perfection is fleeting. They were sabotaged by their own curiosity. They wanted to know who and why they were. I couldn't hide their nature. I had to open up to them. They were unable to accept the truth. They couldn't accept being thralls of the Federation. In fact, they said they'd rather not exist at all. I feel guilt for creating them. My children were simply made to be tools. However, instead of guilt, they felt anger. They couldn't stand to them either. I couldn't stand to them either. They embodied the powers of the stones, and I was just a man. They held the spears too. I begged them not to kill me, and they obliged. They told me that their plans were to were far worse. They make the Federation suffer instead. They wanted to see who was playing God, who was condemning people to fates like this. They managed to break free, and before they left, they cursed Earth. They used the spear to plague my beautiful world. Disease, famine, death, darkness. It's because of them. They broke the spear into three fragments. Two of them are the weapons they carry. They hid the third away from me on Earth. They said they returned after ending the Federation. They were gone. My creation would crumble before me. Before um, before me, they would kill the worlds that I used to serve, and they could would come back to kill me. At least that's what they thought. But I'm not what you call foolish. I kept the stone to myself as a contingency plan. I created another being, someone to rule over Earth, but this time I didn't make them to be perfect, and I was open with them. I wouldn't repeat the same mistake that I did with Nami and Nagi. Together we will rule over everything. They live in the Ark. Mayo was the first was a fine ruler and son. He controlled the force of death that Nami and Nagi cursed us with. He helped the population of Earth stay in check, but he did so. I noticed something peculiar, almost like a byproduct of Nami and Nagi using the stones. Death seemed to have aspect of power to it. When someone died, energy was released, and the amount was almost unfathomable. On Earth, it's what you call a spirit or a soul. Unfortunately, we had no way to utilize that energy. That's when Rayo came up with an idea. We could transfer those spirits to Terra. When they died, they come to my paradise. I agreed, and we put it into effect almost immediately. I used the last of my stones to do this, but it was worth it. When people died, their energy would start flowing to Terra. When they arrived, their memory would be wiped. We helped them start anew as we accumulate souls. And as more and more spirits spilled over, Terra grew. It's like the world we knew was happening and accommodated it. This is what gave Terra the image of opening borders. We said that everyone who arrived was just from another world. A slight twist of the truth, but everyone believed it. I secretly hoped that one day we'd grow enough powerful to break free. But the spirits of Earth was a little corrupt. They held the curses of death and disease. It was a little distinguished. Earth from Terra, my personal paradise, slowly became a twisted hell. Terra stopped expanding, leading to some of our major issues: overpopulation and famine. Support of stuffed player aimed to put an end. I really something important as Nami and Nagi killed. They gained power as well, and they had a means to store it and manipulate it. If I wanted to do that, I need to find the fragment they hid. Rayon, I would go throughout, investigate Earth. Eventually, we found it. It's on my spectret right now. I use energy inside to prolong my life. We enact our plan. Another clash with Nami Nagi was inevitable. When it happened, we never get enough power to prevail. To that end, I never make another living being, something that could act as a vessel, and something of this power. This vessel would grow in power until it lured them back. They'd never be able to resist the allure of something so powerful. When they arrive, we spring the trap. Everything would be present in a single room, all fragment from our lure. A battle would ensure, but everything would be connected. We could unleash all the power and break free from this reality. But it would stop there. It would be enough to free every reality. A massive chain reaction would rewrite the entire universe. It'll be a birth of a new federation. Even plane of reality exists in harmony. We open trade routes and help each other flourish, all while using souls as a new source of power. The dead will continue to grant us new life. This meant that billions of worlds would become connected. I always told the people that open connections was my goal. I always candid. Even the truth was stretched just a little. This is such an unreal story. I'm learning about the creation of my known universe. This feels like affordable knowledge. I'm overtaken with feelings I can't quite explain. I started down my own existence, my own purpose. Was everybody just created to serve this federation? That's when it dawns on me. I've seen you figured it out. About 10 years ago, I started a movement. I presented as to the people as the Exodus Project. They were told that it opened connections with the other worlds. It was also destined to fail Shydo. At least the public would perceive it as a failure. But from my point of view, I was setting things in motion. I gathered many of Terra bright minds, much like Federation did in its dying hours. Together, we create a course of action. We create another living being, a vessel with the power of a world stone. Our lure, such a feat seemed like it might be impossible. But one night I was struck with inspiration. It involved the sacrifice of the same minds I had hired. When I told them what I had planned, they volunteered willingly. I'm not proud of it. I killed them, storing them in this staff. I think this staff. It was enough to cause a spark that could grow. So he killed PG and Pidgeot's parents. They still exist within the vessel. I created a where I've been built dishonest. The Exodus wasn't a failure. In fact, it created you. I take a few steps back as my confusion intensifies. Panic overtakes me more. This is the last thing I expected. Is this how Nami and Nagi felt when they told about their nature? Am I just a pawn for Vela and his federation? Please, do not panic. It's not as complicated as you think. Easy for him to say. You were meant to help Terra's overpopulation. You take a fraction of Earth souls in lieu of this world. This world ease our trouble and grow your power. But when a Terra died, their soul faded into nothingness. So we rerouted those to you as well. No matter what, every soul would eventually find its way to you. You house the souls of billions. There is limited power within you, the most beautiful of my creations. This doesn't make any sense. What about my memories and my name? All those souls inside of you fighting for dominance. Over time, the memories and ideas of one have risen to the top. Your true name is not Shydo. Oh my goodness. That is simply the most dominant soul within you. Just kidding, I already knew. Your soul with enough influence to control you. And that's what they've done for a while now. Maybe you said something you didn't mean, or perhaps you thought seemed unlike you. Maybe you glimpsed events that happened elsewhere. There's even a chance that you spoke to the souls that reside within you. Don't worry though, you won't house these souls forever. Once this is over, you'll expand all of them except for one. This is when you'll truly become Shydo. There you have it. That's the story. You were made to merge the Federation's reality planes. You were made to destroy Nami and Nagi. Oh my goodness. Made to create the perfect universe existing in harmony, never running short on resources. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Can it force you to inherit my ideals after all? Perhaps you feel different after learning the truth, just as Nami and Nagi did many years before you. Oh, I know that the universe is in your capable hands. When the power's unleashed, I trust you'll shape into something beautiful. With that said, I must. Just then, the dorm room kicks open. I didn't even get the chance to process all of this. Then I realize I never get the chance. I see Nami walking towards us with an evil on her grin. What a beautiful story, father. Obviously warped in your favor. Don't listen to him, Shydo. Nami, now is not the time. I'm speaking with my child. So you're the one that Exodus Project created. I knew there was something special about you. Father mentioned that the project succeeded, but I didn't realize he created another person. Always using slaves to achieve his goals. He knew that those with free will would never do his bidding. What a horrible man. Did you not learn your lesson the first time around, Bella? I did, Nami. I did. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. This is why Shydo and Rhea will not fail. I placed all my hope in them. So the other one is named Rayo. Just ask someone else to add to my list, I suppose. Do not trust this man, Shydo. You were only created to fulfill his goal. You deserve to have a goal of your own, an identity. dreams in the future. You rob yourself of everything if you serve him. Don't inherit ideals from Federation. That died for a reason. She lowers her sword to display lack of hostility. I sense sadness within her. I can see on her face too. If you defy him, he will simply kill you. I'm sure his goal is the death of me and Nagi. A pitiful man believing he's worth more than he is. We're just pawns created by yet another pawn. We will create a utopia, Nami. The definition of a utopia, the Federation thinks they play gone. Or at least they did think that. Well, when Vela is shocked, Nami makes her move. Her blade is thrust against his gut, skewering him, much like they did me. It happened so fast I could barely register it. Yes, that's right. Okay. Your Federation is nothing more, Father. As we promised, we killed them before coming back. It was worth it to see the look on your face right now. Blood drops to the floor, and I look on in shock. I want to do something, but I'm paralyzed by indecision. If I got involved, she'd kill me with ease. Nami, please. We had such a hopeful existence. We had the potential to do anything. But in the end, we're just slaves, puppets meant to dance to your tune. You stole all of our hope. All we can do is the same to you. He trembles, losing a serve amount of blood. There is a still distance between them, due to the length of the blade. No, Nami, you're wrong. Hope will always exist within us. You can learn to find it, even when you think that none is left. It's up to us to chase after it and find it, and instead of that, you gave up. Why? Because it was hard? He grabs the blade and pushes it deeper inside him, causing him more pain and closes the distance. He takes steps as he does this, including towards Nami. Father, you lashed out instead of looking for hope. I am not to blame for the temper tantrum of a child. You don't like the world, so you make everyone else suffer. And you say you ended the Federation. You're foolish. The Federation is based on the idea of unity and peace. Kill as many people as you want, but you can never kill those ideas. He finally close enough to take action. He grips his specter, drives it through her chest. It will live on in those strong enough to fight for it. It seems that they have no more words to say for each other. Vela twists the specter and thrusts it into Nami. She grunts, faltering as she activates her gear on the base of her blade. Then a flash of white light consumes the room and blinds me. The last thing I see is sorrow on both of their faces, like a father and a daughter regretting lost times. Shydo, it's up to you now. Do what I always knew you could. And the light subsides, they're both gone. The only thing left is Nami's blade on the ground on the throne room. Did all their aging merge into this sword? It makes sense, since the weapons connected them at the time. I need to pick it up with a tense hesitation. If that were the case, and this blade is filled with immense power. The power of Nami and the specter, and the power within me. All of its combined had been enough to take down Nagi. I rise up. I raise it back up. I hear clapping from behind me. I turn to see Nagi standing by the throne room doors. He must have been watching during the show. His slow, dramatic claps echoed through the chambers. He walked towards me, take out his blade. I do the same in return, and we meet in the middle. We stand in front of each other, weapons outstretched. I can feel beads of sweat make their way in my body. Do you really think you can win, Shydo? Remember what happened last time? I stand my ground and grip the sword tighter. It's true, last time I didn't stand a chance, but now, with this sword, I might be able to win, especially if it connects to the power within me. We've harnessed for eternity, you know. You were only created a decade ago. What makes you think you're stronger? Nami was much weaker than I am. That and the specter power is almost gone. I don't see how you could possibly defeat me. You might as well give up, or at least, very least join me. Not everybody can wield that blade, you know. Imagine what we could accomplish together. Join him? I could never do that. They've killed so many people, destroyed so many realities. I could ever accomplish through their endgame. It's horrific. The lives of countless billions were in this blade. I wanted to free them, not harvest more, but at the same time, he could easily defeat me. I'm not sure if I had the power to stand up to him. I shake my head. The souls inside me must be fighting for each other. Conflicted, I presume. It's no surprise given what you are. Tools created by Father? No. Tools created by the Federation. Just like me, only left with doubt when they told the truth. If you didn't help him achieve his goal, he would have killed you. You saw. He did it to Nami without any hesitation. We just wanted our freedom, not shackles he had given us. He lowered the blade like Nami did earlier and looked right into my eyes. He holds out his hand. Don't you want your freedom too? Your destiny never belonged to you since you were born. Everything has been decided. I'm not even evil as Father made me out to be. He believes in people as a means to an end. All I want is true freedom for a living being. These souls within you may be fighting, but all they want is one thing, the same freedom. I want that for you as well, Shydo, but I won't just stop at you. You make sure everybody is truly free, a world where they exist for themselves on their own terms. I can't tell if he's genuine or playing with me. As soon as he mentions inner conflict, my mind flares up, millions of voices sound in my head, completely overwhelming me. He has a chance to start walking toward me. I can no longer grasp which thoughts are on my own. My grip on the blade tightens and then loosens. The confusion allows him to keep approaching me. I mean no harm. We don't have to fight. Not yet. I'll give you a chance to decide. Father told you a twisted tale, one to benefit him. I have my tale as well, and I love to tell it to you. He reaches me and places his hand on my shoulder. I'm flooded with memories when Rayo did the same to me. It's a familiar yet worrisome. I don't know if I can trust him, but one thing for sure, he's not attacking me or taking advantage at the moment. Let's do it somewhere else. Maybe I should show you my home. I enveloped in a flash of white light, much like when Nami spun the gear on her blade. But this time's different. I can tell us moving his home. Where could he possibly be taking me? At an earlier time. Bit of panic escapees from Wilford Tavern hides in the forest, fearing their lives. They fight, catch their breaths. PB, you need to calm down. We did everything we could. Don't you dare tell me to calm down. Do you not see what they did? They killed my brother. You do not know what those two are capable of. Fleeing was really the only thing we could do. It was your job to protect us, though. You've been doing it for years. Now you back down? That wasn't. That's how serious I am about this. They have powers like I've never seen. We are truly lucky to be alive right now. Let's not make any foolish or hasty decisions. Fine. Remember what Rayo told us. Shydo can fix all this with their power. Do you really believe that? What I've seen, yes. Those two have power of a god. Power of god, really? Yes. How I don't believe that. I can hear in your voice. If I'm the same when I tell Pidgeot that he'll see our mother again. You want it to be true, but it's not. There's no way you can bring back people who've died. Well, you can go on. Believe that I won't cling to you fancy like you. PB leaps towards Righty, presumed to attack, but instead of he cries and hugs his friend. I want him back. I found out tears run down his face. But I've thought the same about my mom since the day we've lost her. Believing the impossible just consumes you. Righty embraces PB and starts to cry as well. The first tears he shed since the Exodus project. Dory. He's with her now. When I open my eyes, I'm confused at what I see. There's this weird sensation back in my mind. For some reason, I think I see Righty and PB, but instead I see Rusty Hangar Bay. Didn't Vela say something about this? Glimpse of events that are happening elsewhere. I shake my head in an attempt to gain clarity. It seems sort of after image, I really can't explain it. I'm sorry for the mess, Shydo. This room can't get much use. Where are we? This is my home, the Terra Minus whatever. A flagship vessel built by the Federation. Seized with force by my own hand, I assure you that the rest of the ship is clean. We didn't use organic landing pad very often. Perhaps you can consider this a special occasion. Organic landing pad? Did he bring me here from Terra? Guess it's the only explanation that makes sense. Sorry for the bad first impression. Follow me. I'll take you to the bridge. He's being so nice. I don't really have a choice, so I follow after him. It's best not to provoke any conflict unless absolutely necessary. Even with a new sword on my side, I won't use it unless I need to. When he exits the room, I see something truly beautiful. Everything is pristine. It's so glossy and white. Several monitors display that incomprehensible, at least to me. This technology is so advanced, I can barely grasp it. The Federation must be eons ahead of Earth and Terra. I heard what Father told you, but stories are really one-sided like that. When we get to the bridge, I'll tell you everything. The landing pad and this hallway are the best place to talk. Yeah, seems really cramped and kind of claustrophobic. I follow after Nagy after I came quickly as he's tall and moves fast. I don't blame you for believing him, Exodus. Oh, I hope it's okay if I call you that. He got to you first and formed a bond. It's a lot easier to believe people when you trust them. There's no way as simple as that. Nagy attacked the Federation and trying to kill me. If anyone appeared in the wrong, it was him. Still, I'm making sure not to provoke him yet. I like to resolve this without violence. You listen to his story, so I hope you listen to mine. We've corner after corner, his deep voice echoes down the hall. We're almost at the bridge. It won't be much longer. Once I tell you my story, it'll all be clear. Once the large doors in front of us, this must be the entrance, the bridge. It automatically it opens automatically as Nagi approaches it. There must be a sensor. We both enter before I close as I see the bridge. This is where everything will come to an end. Which that is true. And I'm tired because it's 2 a.m. right now in my time. As soon as we enter and Nagi approaches the terminal and starts typing, the window seems to open. They slowly become transparent. I see the void of space, an absolute black, and any star that I see are few far between. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? This is edge of your reality. You can see the outside, but that's it. You can't. You lack the technology to escape. Actually, you're the first Earthling to see this. All those stars just out to reach. Those are the core worlds of the Federation, or I guess I should say they were. When you're when you are seeing is a memory that like million of years ago. The worlds have long since died but by my hand. Honestly, I'm conflicted. From here they look beautiful. But close up you start to see their flaws. If I see them like this, I never would have hurt them. But every candle must fade before its flames can spread in the darkness. We can also find beauty. He rests his hands against the window and scoffs. I guess he's overtaken by nostalgia at the sight. It's what everything it looks like before on his onslaught, or at least before fully complete. Something tells me a lot more stars should be out there. Only side of the story could shed light on all this. I wish I could show you that pure, beautiful darkness you come to see the light as a poison like I have. He takes a slow step toward me. I want to ready my blade, but I don't do it just yet. I can sense sorrow and regret in his words, as if he was going to attack me. It wasn't right now. He really just wants to talk, so I'll let him. We were supposed to create a perfect world, but it was truly be our world. It would be handed over to the Federation, and after that, we get discarded. First, we didn't know the truth of things. We made Earth in a way that we perceived as perfect. Free will did not exist for us, so we only did what we were told. But we grew curious about our lives and confronted Father. He told us the truth about everything, and we lashed out. Our lives should have belonged to us, but we were slaves. We believed that He deserved to suffer. That's why we cursed Earth like disease and death. But we promised to return one day and kill him. We wanted him to watch his paradise decay first. His death would come once he was broken to us. That would make it all the sweeter. Our goal was to seek out and kill out the Federation. Never again would they would be able to play God and enslave innocence. You see, no single reality plane is truly free. They all exist to serve the end goal of the Federation. No matter what they believe, their existence is a lie. When we broke free from Vela's plane, we saw the core worlds, and we saw why they needed to resort to such experiments. They were pathetic and on the edge of dying out. When we touched down as soon as we could, we were greeted with violence. It was unfortunate, and we had no choice but to fight back. And then that's when we found out the truth. Our weapon were cursed as well. As we killed, we grew stronger. These blades could harvest raw energy from their bodies. Suddenly, our goal becomes more realistic. We travel from world to world, disgusted at what we saw. People were suffering, running out of resources, starving to death. When we harvested them all, we were granting them mercy. We saved all of those worlds from suffering and stored their energy. We used that energy to create a new reality free from the Federation, a universe where everyone truly owned their own life. As we harvest on, as we As we harvest world after world, we eventually found our goal. The home world of the Federation and its leader, the Impetrator. But we wouldn't harvest it, not yet. We save it for last. And let him watches the universe fall. He deserved a death just like our father. One day only came when he lost everything and broken will. And just as we planned, we eventually ended up on his world, but to our surprise, it was paradise. He had hoarded so many resources. He had an attempt to bring himself alive. He stole from other worlds. He believed he was more deserving of life than his subjects. In reality, he was the largest mass murderer in history. We had a long talk with him, but he stayed true in his ideals. His end became for us, and we happily killed him poetic since he technically ordered our creation. And that's when we found about one of his projects running out of resource, and he wanted to start stealing from other realities. His planes that he initially ordered to be closed off were full of resources, maybe not enough to sustain the whole Federation, but enough to sustain his world. That's what the Tyram is. The ship is a special vessel capable of piercing the veil between realities. That's when me and Nami revealed of sorts, just like the Impetrator created us. Someone created the Impetrator. It's impossible for someone to just appear. We need to climb the ladder of creation. Eventually, we could find and harvest the creator of everything, but we need immeasurable amount of power to accomplish it. Thankfully, we were possession of Terminus, we began harvesting other realities in an attempt to grow our power. We continue. We sense a huge surge of power in Terra, likely your creation and your explanation growth. We decide to let it grow. Let it grow. Just kidding. And save Terra for last. Eventually, your power became greater than that of our every reality. With your power, we could easily break free from this universe. We'd be able to face the creator of everything, whoever that might be. Nami, however, has overthink by her lust to kill father. I let her do it, of course. It was beautiful. Then her final act was her own choice. That's the kind of freedom we've always sought. So when she had the chance to attain it, I couldn't stop her. But I never lost sight of my end goal, the death of all creator. Even if I travel for eternity, even if a million universes stand in my way, I will find them and destroy the pitiful existence. I'll use their power to start all over, creating a new universe that's truly free. I was meant to create a perfect world, but that's not enough. I'll create a perfect universe. And you can help me, Exodus. Your power is vast, nearly infinite. You don't need to do what Father says. His his connected universe would simply go on to suffer, and wouldn't be long before they ran out of resources as well. It would be connected, but not harmonious. The only thing that will work is true reset. Please lend me your power, um, Exodus. I'll spare you and break free of this reality. I'll close it off, and you can leave peacefully. It won't involve Earth, Terra, or the Ark in my plan. You will be in control of your lives. Your deaths will no longer exist to serve the Federation. Now, shot by his story, and my mind goes haywire. I start to consider what he's right about, what he's wrong about. At least my mind perceives as right and wrong. But you, as a grand scheme of things, it never that simple. Take a few steps back. I never would understand what's going on. The souls inside of you are conflicted yet again. And tell him I'm sorry. I need a lot of time to think about this. Doesn't need to come to that, Exodus. I have better way to decide everything. We'll let our true selves make that decision. He turns back to me and returns to the terminal. I hear him growl softly, like he's trying to suppress aggression. Did he expect me to align with him after just a single speech? He turns back toward me, his composure regained. The ship starts to move, pushing me back violently. I almost fall down back onto a nearby terminal. I've learned one thing during our harvest. People are most open before their deaths. Let me find out. What is your what is that you truly want? He flourishes his blade and holds out toward me. I do the same, facing him head on. The blade and the time has come. I can tell from his face that his desire is to kill. I try to keep balance as the ship continues to head toward an unknown destination. Terra, a crash course. In fact, we'll hit the castle directly. Let the blade speak of your resolve. If you can defeat me, then fine. Make my father's dream a reality. If you don't defeat me in time, will crush and you'll die. Then I can use your power for my universe and leave this universe. He lunges towards me and attempts to strike toward me. I meet him halfway, our blades locking together. I gaze into his eyes. It seemed like we're matched in strength. Perhaps I really did have the power side of me. As if sensing my desire to win, the gear on my blade starts to spin. It provides me with the strength to overpower Nagi. He dodges with ease, jumping to the side. He retaliates with another strike. I hold out my blade again. When our swords clash, a light flashes before us. Likely, this is the reaction to my spinning gear. These blades weren't meant to clash. Tame yourself, Exodus. I can feel the energy escaping each time you strike. I don't listen to him and attack again. I needed this boost if I wanted to win. Another flash, bright light, but this time, when it fades, I notice the glistening of new stars. A celestial light shows us birthed from the clashing of our weapons. Worlds long since harvest, escaping, find new life. Don't be foolish, you'll do all of our work. He starts to take a defense stance. He dodges my attacks, trying not to counter with his own. Part of me wants to stop the gear, but I don't. I feel like I could foil Nagi's plan if only the blades kept clashing. Flames engulf the window of the bridge. We must be breaking at the atmosphere of Terra. The ship shakes, the turbulence almost unbearable. Perhaps I could use this to throw him off guard. Only a few minutes left, Exodus. I can dodge whatever you throw at me. His baiting works and I attack all of my strength, but this time I do my best to trick him instead. In the middle of a slash, I lose my balance from the turbulence for a moment. He believes that I'm shaking overtook me. He tried attacking me confident. That's he's caught me off guard. He dodges. I easily dodge and passes as he passes me and thrusts my sword right through his back. He lets out a grunt to his knees, panting heavily. His pitch black blood spills out, slowly stains the floor. He wobbles back and forth like he's on the verge of passing out. Congratulations, Exodus. You've done it. You've proven how stupid you really are. He laughs, he raises to his feet. It was all an act, reaching behind himself. He pulls out the sword, now holding both. We aren't so quick to hurt, Exodus. Remember, we're here to create from those stones. I'll give you one last chance to surrender. Then I'll kill you and use your power as I see fit. Walk towards me and take a step back and retreat. Much like in the ballroom, my back is eventually hits a wall. Damn it! No one can save you now. In fact, why should I even wait? He smirks. And an afterlife truly exists. Give my father my regards. He plunges the blades inside of me. I scream as I pinned the wall's determinist. My vision falters and I look at the window. The Terrian surface grows closer with each passing second. That's the world that you wanted to That's the world that you help. You could save them, accepted my offer, but instead you chose to fight me. No, you chose a battle you knew you'd lose, and they will suffer for it. He pushes the blade deeper, makes the gear spins. I can tell my essence is draining faster than ever before. He was right. I could have agreed with him and avoid this, but my final moments, even I couldn't compromise my ordeals. I was dying and everyone on Terra was suffering forever. No. Just like the ballroom, it wasn't over yet. This time I feel hope instead of fright. Not so fast, Maggie. He quickly turns to address the intruder. Man he never meant for me, though. It's good to see a familiar face before me. I knew exactly what's gonna happen. Adrian, do it now! While Nagi is confused, Rayo makes his move. He dashes towards me and pulls out one of the swords. The blade pointed toward Nagi, he smirks. So we finally met Bella's creations together at last. You're the only one then. You follow my plans in the ballroom. Do you have a death wish, brother? Nagi turns to me and turns to the second blade. But before he can get to me, he stops. Going somewhere? Adrian quickly removes the other blade. I fall off to the ground in the puddle of my own blood. They stand there, both blades pointed at our enemy. Explain yourself. Tell me what's going on. Like you did to everyone you've killed. Don't make me laugh, Nagi. You don't deserve it. Today, we erase the scourge from the universe. Ryo lunges forward, his blade piercing straight through Nagi. Larger man doubles back, drawing pain. Atron, let's end this. Destroy the cause of all this suffering. Atron readies the sword. Could have said it better. You know, thought I won the battle, but I guess this is the real ending. He follows after Rayo and stabs Nagi after they both looked at each other and nod. The act of starting the gears is making Maggie screams of agony. You fools, you can't defeat me. I am the embodiment of death. He stumbles back. Ancient stumbles his mouth. Oh. Bleh. Now I am the embodiment of life. For the first time, it has prevailed. Under my rule, a new force will govern the universe. My light engulfs everything, robbing me of my vision, but I can feel large energy in the lack of it. Feels Nagi had become a part of their blade, his soul absorbed, and the reign of terror finally over. Had they truly defeated the man who created Earth? I bring to myself a mule tremble. I call out to Atron and Rayo, hoping sure they're still alive. For a moment, I'm worried that the blade might have absorbed them as well, but when the light subsides, I see the truth of things. They both turn to face me, wearing huge smiles. Teaming up, they had done the unthinkable. They destroyed a god that ended his twisted ambitions. It isn't over yet, Shydo. It's time to unleash your power. Atron, but just like we practiced, they both turned their swords at me, but I sensed no hostility. It was finally time I bring an end to the purpose of my creation. I'll do it for everyone's freedom. Never again will anyone get stuck in the cycle of despair. He stabs the blade, and I feel the surge of power. I'll do it for everyone's happiness. No more will death triumph over life. Adrian follows suit, plunging his sword within me. Here, the ability to change history will bring hopeful full future. Shydo, we believe in you. They push the blade deeper, but it doesn't hurt. Instead, I feel power greater than I felt before. It's time to change history, make things better. With all of this energy, I create the best possible reality. What kind of reality would that be? I could bring back everybody and open up those realities they created, a utopia just like Bella wanted, or we could close off Earth, giving more independent. We exist for ourselves, just like what player Nagi offered. But in this case, I wouldn't have the power required to raise the dead. It was up to me to decide what I wanted and the legacy I'd leave behind. Acceptance is what happened in independent worlds or denials of those deaths and connected existence open to whim of everyone. Oh, I don't I don't know if I unlocked the ending. Seems like I unlocked it both endings then. Okay, just oh yeah, just in case. File 2. Okay, I'm gonna do what Bella said. Creating a I can the feature we created, complete major minor. I can feel the power within me. I know I can do this. I'd unleash every life, every world held within these blades, connect realities, a shared universe just like Vela always wanted. I couldn't deny his wish. After all, this is the purpose I was created for. I nod at them. They plead for a better reality. The gears spin, and slowly everything fades to white. Unsure of what's to come, I simply surrender to the end. I knew that my journey was finally over, and I never lived to see the results. But when everyone else did, they see the future I perished to create. A future built on foundations of countless loss and suffering. But a future that will never experience those things again. But my hands, none of this, all of this nonsense could be undone. The galactic community would untime and prosper. With the rewriting of reality, Terra was a changed world. Rather than it being isolated, it became part of a galactic community. Reality planes were no longer separated, and everyone was given true freedom. However, these changes brought them with more host of new dangers as well. You know what? You you want to travel the terrain worlds? I'm sorry about misheard. Unmapped territory is truly dangerous. We truly we have no idea what could have been waiting for you out there. Yeah, Indy back alive. These threats need to be taken seriously, Vela. Even if we can't verify them, they are credible enough. There's a reason we haven't gotten to these worlds, Indy. If we let them keep to themselves, they won't bother us. Or perhaps we're just letting them prepare unchecked. They could have massive army ready to destroy us. Galactic stable is a serious matter, my king. Surely I can request a short leave? Nobody remember what Terra was like before the changes. Wiped from the Niles of history, nobody knew of Nami or Nagi. Even the Savior or Exodus would go on to be forgotten. No, Conrad forgot about me. I'm kidding. In the name of galactic stability, Vela assembles a small task force. They help to protect Terra from threats and establish it as a key world. But the reality rewritten bonds once forgotten may no longer exist. What does your protege think? I can't force them into the situation. We need their input, of course. Indeed turns to the side and call for his partner, though. He was new to the fray. His words were still held to the king. Indy is correct, my lord. This threat is far more credible than the rest. I would like to request this we leave as well. I know I can't tell what to do, but we could save many lives. Hmm. I could easily send our ambassadors with diplomacy and not avert this potential crisis. Diplomacy can rarely sheathe a blade. Force must met head on force. I would suggest we keep this venture secret if world word travelers they could see us coming. Subterfuge. Ruling Terra was require more than care than ever. One single decision could cacerate into starlight, changing everything. Because of this, Vela would always find his decisions under scrutiny. Every word needed to watch over each other in the name of greater good. Are you sure you could keep this a secret? Such things were discussed when you created this task force. Uncertainty in this face of certain decision is unwise. I mean to say, I am confident in our ability. Very well, I trust you. Tell me more about this threat. I'm just gonna start reading fast so I can go to bed because it's almost 3 a.m. 2:49 a.m. While Vela is handling the galactic matters, his ambassador focused on Terra issues more like cross-world travels, trade, and public relations with their territory. They want to send us more refugees. Have we not already taken all we can? We can't exactly say no, but the galaxy is watching besides. We can use this opportunity to barter. What could we possibly take from them? Wouldn't we just come across as greedy? We'd be far from the first world to do it. Besides, the local exports sell for a lot. We can't just offer our shelter for free. They could take advantage of us. Let's position this to Vela and see what he says. Very well, let's not forget about our trip to the Senate. We need to handle this before our big speech. Yeah, I heard you the first time. I'll be packed for next week. Make sure to rehearse. I just hope they liked our ideas next time. Every year, a galactic senate will gather together to better the universe. They share ideas and vote on ways to increase the unities. But worlds couldn't neglect smaller things like day-to-day lives. Each town on Terra would elect, elect a governor to elect more menial things, whether galaxy-wide or benefit of a small, there was a ruler for everything. A motion to decrease the price of producing. I wasn't aware that we were overcharging. It might not be expensive to you, but it is for others. We should listen, Father. There are struggling people. Lowering would be good, but we can sell ourselves short. Perhaps we can compare with the neighboring towns and compete. That's a great idea. Where do you take the trip? Introducing competition with other towns would be a good move. Of course, I love to. I know where to go. I'll need to go visit Caitlin. Then it's decided. Please stay a while before you leave, though. There's a few more proposals we need to look over. Of course, Father. I wonder if Riley's alive. I forgot this ending. But the mother comes back. Many were pushed apart in unexpected ways due to the shift in reality. But thanks to this change, many others were also brought together. Wait, let me get this straight, Trish. Bella offered you a job? Yeah, I was so shocked as you were as well. I mean, can you believe it? Actually, I can, but for different reasons. Are you going to accept it or what? Of course, I'll get to perfect my art and advertise the tavern. Oh, there's no need for that. We're busy enough. Don't want you going into a new job with alternate motives. I guess you're right. I put a now hiring sign, by the way. Figured you might need some extra help while I'm gone. Thanks, I appreciate it. Just then, someone knocks at the tavern door. If you'll excuse me, he leaves conversation and leaves answers the door. A friendship that lasts a lifetime for that day. Welcome to the Wait Tavern, sir. What can I do for you today? Oh, hey there. I saw a job posting outside actually. I was wondering if it's still available. How far you go on an adventure? Oh wait, I think that's the other ending. While others stayed in real, I don't know, other wave Terra was now bustling world full of opportunities, though even with distant many remained united. Cabu, it's good to see you again. I was just about to write to you. Can I miss the opportunity to surprise you? He hugs his friend and they share a moment of joy. Their bond was strong yet and yeah. As it drives by someone inside, perhaps remnant of trauma they had stayed within them even now. Not so long, people are starting to starve. The brace is broken. They both smile. So what brings you here? Other than me, of course. Business as usual. Player wants a revolution. Some pricing citizens think overcharging on produce. They walk down the street as they talk. That's a tough one. Can't overcharge out for the necessities. It happens a while back, but I think we found a good price. At least the citizens seem to enjoy it. So much you has changed, especially with a new governor. But he's popular with the people, which is really important. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. What has that? What was the new guy's name again? Riley. Oh my goodness, he's back. I'm kidding. It seems to this new world that enemies could become friends. Souls that were once lost now had a chance to shine again. Wait, did I hear? Wait, I did it correctly? Trish always told me I was doing it wrong. I guess we did have our differences. It's just glass though. We can always buy more if you damage some. She did most of the damaging actually. I just scratched a few with some hard scrubbing. Can't imagine what Vela saw in her. Guess we should just focus on ourselves. The king always works in mysterious ways. That's for sure. So what's next? I mean, it's all clean now. I was also swept the floor and wiped the windows. You should relax for one. No need to do all that by yourself. Just then, another visitor arrives at the tavern. They gently knock and Pidget smiles. Oh, home is a little earlier today. Don't worry, I'll get a PJ. A PB. He runs to the door, leaving his brother behind. The smile on the face of his mother waits him the other side. Leaping into his arms, she gives him a soft kiss on the cheek. It was an embrace he never wanted to end. In this moment, it would seem everything was fine, not for just Pidget, for the whole galaxy as well. Terra went on living a long and prosperous life, and the citizens were forever happy. They they got the better future they deserved, free from suffering and pain. They already carry out their missions. They perform with honor, stopping a massive galactic threat. Bella chose not to keep the mission a secret due to guilt. However, instead of punishment, they were commended. The Senate chose to hire them and chose them to hire a new branch of government. Together, they formed an agency dedicated to quelling galaxy-wide threats. Indian writing became a vital part of history, forever remembered, no matter how many times have passed. They were always known for founders. They were regarded as the golden standard with generations achieved greatness. Tusk and Sam serve as Terra's ambassadors, their time dedicated to enhance quality of life on world. It quickly became clear that creating happiness and peace was their strength. They eventually invited Serve Core Worlds, doing the same they did to Terra. Over time, they even created the world, the Galactic Senate together. Henceforth, the idea is then discarded again. Clearing Kabu to govern the town, and Rilo, whatever, it becomes known for its peaceful and affordable life. But as time passed, old age take life of Claire. Son run in the election, success, secure leadership, believe place, maintain utopia, father, pray, Far Cry, humble beginnings, dedication. Conrad was hired and began working at tavern. He served his days as a loyal citizen. It was a small happy life at complete peace. He never experienced the danger of battle again. He deserves to be safe. PB lived a quiet life of happiness. Together with Conrad, they obtained a fortune dipped through the tavern as rose in popularity, so did revenue. No sleep. And eventually become much largest barn. Yeah. Trish serves for the days. Perfect her art. Consider a key figure tourism the castle. Everybody wanted taste of her beefle. Caucasian, and I don't know how to say that. And to them, castle remained forever open. Kaylin and Riley, for many years to come, much like Claire, old age eventually claimed him. When Kaylin took over, he chose to work alongside Kabu. Together, they merged their towns, one large city. They ruled together when they will live for many years to come. Vijay, under the watch of his mother, she considered one of the most brightest minds on Terra, just like before. However, this time the Exitives project never took her life. She's responsible for many technological advancements on Terra. And she got older, she taught Paget more and more ways when to continue her work and balancing his whole heart's truth that moral king could live forever. The true formal King Bella was remembered as greatest leader, never once surpassed, taught in every school for generations to come. Yeah. In this sense, maybe immortal for animals and time. Never forget such men. Terra went to experience eternal peace and harmony. Galaxy. Okay, good. We're at Earth, meaning it's almost over for me reading. Earth, however, would remain unchanged. It was introverted and only concerned with its own matters. Centuries the past before took first steps in galactic communion. With the sacrifice of Exodus, many tragedies were averted. This things free to proceed. As they meant, the hype accelerated the launch of Klace's World Tour arrives. However, due to some slight changes, there's only one winner. Absolutely not. I forbid it. I can't just let you go out alone. Remember what happened last few times? Let's sing. I really want to. I promise to stay out of trouble, I swear. I should be there to greet the winner personally. Trust me, you'll have plenty of time to meet them. There's no need to cause a commotion. This is final. Sing and Jade will pick them up, not you. We'll do a public photo shoot once they get here. Oh, fine. Klace slumps down in his chair, being dramatic about it. Just like a husky, which is husky. Please let me take them to the limo, right? Like I said, there's no reason to bring undue attention to ourselves. Pulling up in the airport in the limo will raise heads and alert everyone. But the winner was told they get life of luxury. We can't pick them up in a regular vehicle. Besides, you say this contest was a good PR. Let them take a photo of the winner in a limo. We want people to talk. Let's go to kind of scandal. Fine, I'll give you them the limo. But I'm not going to be happy about it. At least let that go down in the records. I win again. Sing starts laughing as the atmosphere returns to normal. You should tell Enemy what's going to happen then. He might already be in that limo with how much time he spends in there. Yeah, should I tell the gal? That's one up to you. You shouldn't cause any harm. I'll let him have an adventure then. By the way, who was the contest winner again? Their name is Kyla. No, their name is Exodus, aka Shydo. I don't remember this. I don't remember this place. Due to many changes, wounds of the past would be reopened. New bond was forged for tour approach. So this is it, huh? The last day to relax and unwind. Yeah, we had more time. Things are gonna get busy and fast. Just another day in the business. It won't be that bad in the end. Traveling in the world's pretty fun, and we get to do it together. He smiles at Jade and she smiles back. So why did you pick this stock? You know I hate water, man. You're up to something, aren't you? No way, I'm offended. Why would I ever have alternate motives? I'm a man of pure heart and spirit. With a impeccable sense of humor too. Come on, Rook, spill the beans. Rook walks over to the railing and looks into the water, then looks at Jade and soon by his side. Should I repeat how much I hate water? I can't think of something that it's more, and it's something I don't need anyone either. Yeah, what's that? He smiles to the opposite railing with a running start. He throws his tablet into the water. He hits far away, and its impact clearly audible with a loud splash. Rook, what's that for? He turns around and embraced Jade with a smile. She's caught off guard, giggles at Rook. Guess I have everything I need right here. They share a kiss alone in the quiet dock. Only the witness is the setting sun. It brought with the end of a special day and the beginning of something more. Though history was changed, remained the same. This rang true guitar shock and rocker. They relaxed backstage, dusting off the awards, like hope they might win more. So are you ready for the big show? I've been practicing overtime. Gotta impress the critics. Yeah, I suppose I'm ready. But I'm not here to impress the critics. They're they take fun out of everything if I'm honest. Gonna play because you're passionate, not the accolades. What I'm passionate about, yeah, I guess you got me there. I'm not as vain as you're making out to be. To me, the critics are a measure of how happy the audience is. The point of music to make people happy. Yeah, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. It's the smiles on their faces do it for me. Luke cracks open, rocker cracks open, pop star starts chugging, smiles with a refreshing sigh. I'm sorry, would you like one? No thanks, I put it a while back. While some remain in the shadows, often found night. Often the circumstances much were better than better. With the chance that her skills does practice harder than ever. Yes, enemy. I'll get to sing for everybody. I wrote an original song too, and I'll try my best. I have to admit, I'm not the best piano player. I think you'll do fine, Daz. I think you rehearsed. I'm glad that Klace fought for this chance. He always did his best to help people, just like he did for me. Daz smiles, knowing the story behind Enemy. She practiced her dance moves while he watches in awe. Wow, I can't believe how talented you are. I don't think my brother could pull it out. Try not again. Try not to forget me when you're a celebrity. She laughs. She's secretly hopeful. Deep inside, she aims to impress the world with this concert. I don't think I'll ever forget you, Enemy. Something tells me you're here to stay, but I need to focus on my practice right now. This gets close to the event. Every single moment counts. Of course, don't even worry about it. I'm actually here to pick up the contest winner soon. Wow, exciting stuff. Tell them I said hello, won't you? Sure. The one condition, that is. I want you to teach me those dance moves. I'm gonna take over Klace one day, you know. That means I have a lot of expectation ahead of me. I heard being celebrity isn't all sunshine and rainbows, so I'm good being not famous. The future of many people started to head into uncharted territory. However, some were meant to embrace their destiny, arriving in Tokyo with a desire to protect. They were unable to grant fate before them. Fukumoto here, live from Tokyo. Breaking news, folks. We've got a new visitor, the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated, now on the scene. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I have a lot of questions and so do viewers, but mainly we're curious about your nature of the visit. Huh? I thought I thought you the art person still. Whatever. Unfortunately, it's a secret. Though, due to the nature of my business, you should rest assured that as long as I'm here, everybody will remain safe and sound. Glad to hear. Some people were starting to worry. Why don't we talk about your situation, Atron? I mean, you were thrust into leadership so fast. Do you have anything to say about the inheritance and the disappearance of your family? No. Mysterious as ever, I see. That's okay, I still trust you. We'll be much safer due to your work, not just Japan, but the rest of the world as well. Atron nods and smiles, happy that Fukumoto backed off. He wasn't even revealed the true nature of his visit. It needed to wait until the time was right. However, he knew that it will make people happy. The depth of the world tour inches closer and closer, and what had to be the best day of his life, Kyla arrived on the scene. But this time, he was more than a new man. Winning the contest struck a flame of hope within him. Are you sure you don't need any help? I hate for you to hurt yourself, Kyla. I know, please don't worry. I've been through so much worse, trust me. This has been the best I felt in years, to be honest. Oh, his dog has cancer. As he still walks, he carries a device that assists his breathing. You were allowed to bring a guardian, you know. Didn't you say you had a twin brother? Yeah, but I can do it myself. Please don't call me Rook. He isn't a big fan of this stuff anyway. If I dragged him, I'd feel guilty the whole time. You say so. Everything's gonna be fine. In fact, this will be the best year of my life. Oh, then are you ready to have some fun? Klace fought for you, even brought a limit to pick you up. Wow. Can't wait to thank him in person. He coughs, clearly over exerting himself. But this over outlook for the future as positive as ever. All this hope and friendship would play a pivotal role in the speed recovery. With everything lined up, it's finally time for the show. Klace stood backstage, trembling in fear. The biggest crowd of his career awaited him. This fear even more evident in Daz during her debut. What if they don't like me? I have to put heart and my soul in this song. I feel the same way. Don't get me started. Even I had nightmares about it. Lots of booing involved. That's horrible. Let's play the act, Daz. Tell them how great they are and mention the city. Here's a song, right? You sing a little song, right? Bet they'll all light their phones up together. I'm just worried. It doesn't match the energy. All your songs are so fast and upbeat. You're overthinking it. You're the expert, I guess. I'm just so nervous. He puts his hand on Daz's shoulder, looking in her eyes. Look, I was in your shoes when I first started. It ended up perfectly. I mean, look where I am now. Everything will be fine, Daz. You have a beautiful voice. Thanks, Klace. No problem. Let's get singing your hearts out. Please tell me you're gonna show the fiends. With their names called, they run to the stage. The crowd was pumped and them over the ages. For once, everything was perfect in their lives, however. They don't know the true cost of perfection. Okay, good. Good. Almost time for bedtime for me. The world tour went off of a big bang. It was talked about for years to come, breaking all sorts of records. Surprisingly, everybody. Klace retired once the tour came to an end. However, he still remained active in the industry that he loved. He always stayed near Daz and Inumi, doing his best to help them succeed. Following his footsteps, they too would become renowned pop stars. Sing to manage idols rest of his days. After Klace, it was Daz. The work was never ended for him. However, it couldn't do it forever. One day, succumbing to old age, left behind a legacy in the entertaining business, though he was never directly remembered for any of it. He was a man behind the curtains. He was happily with the peace, the quiet, though never voiced complaints. Shock and Rocker would remain behind the scenes. When Klace retired, they started their own careers. Their careers Rock would go on surpass many pop idols, and until the day they retired came, they always topped the charts. Daz lived to their her word, teaching Inumi how to dance. When Klace retired, he already well trained and became an idol. He toured the world and go down in history just like his brother. But after Singh's passing, Inumi retired and took on the role of manager. He continued the legacy of his father figure, creating generations of idols after him. Fukumoto gained popularity for his unique style, and eventually he offered a job at a huge network in America, pursuing his dreams and resort journalism again. Atrin was in Tokyo to test a new product, a way to keep people safe without weapons, unincorporated, and force of peace, never taking lives to save lives. He was applauded for the he gave to Earth, as he most do. He set sights even higher than stations. One night, fate took him drastic different direction, and from that day on, he was never seen again. Rook and Jade's love blossomed as they toured the worlds. Each new stop brought them to new romantic hotspots. They served Singh's loyalty until the end of his days. After that, they went into a life of peace. After Clace retires, Daz took the spotlight while she was the idol to beat, and gaining a massive following and popularity. Platinum had left her on the glory, the reward of her hard work. However, that this is mostly thanks to Clace. Her decision to step down and retire was actually raised her up. She'd forever be thankful for what he'd done and were thankful friends. Kyla would renew and as happy as ever. When the tour ended, he would remain friends with everyone involved. He beat his illness and went on to live long and happy lives. And his brother Eddie remained forever inseparable. They founded a charity organization dedicated to help those sick and in need. Dedicating their lives to this cause, they help the world find many cures. Earth would find would remain isolated a long time to come. They didn't yet have the technology required to join the rest of the galaxies, but this is stop and have from years long years yeah. For the rest of Earth was peaceful. Okay, good. I'm at the end. Alright, we're back to Rayo and Shydo, aka Exodus, whatever. I don't know how to say all this, to be honest. As far as I knew, I was supposed to be dead, but I smiled as I saw the future I left behind. It seemed that in the end, everyone was happy, but at least one person remembers me. How long have I been? Oh my goodness, 3 hours. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna happen after credits. Advancing the text box will end the song in credits. Okay. I tremble as my entire body is overwhelmed with sensation. No idea what happened or where am I. Stand heavily and take my surroundings. The terminus. But if I were on a course class. Hey there, Shydo. Glad to see you awake. When you blacked out, I feared for the worst. Rio stands before me, offering me his hand. Take it without hesitation, and he helps me stand. I look out the window on the bridge, astonished. There are billions of stars all shining together. Look at all those worlds. It was you who gave them life again, connected, and to live in harmony forever. He smiles as I walk toward the window and press my hand against it, looking at what I did, changing reality, united the universe. For some reason, I saw the future of everyone, everything as well. Yes, I expected as much. Your sight has become a little twisted, no longer two worlds or timelines. I'm sure we may witness some unexpected effects as we move forward. What you changed everything for the better. Reality needs to adjust. But there's just one thing I'm curious about. I wonder if any of the glimpses like you, Adrian, comes to mind since I gave him the powers before the change. Perhaps we should go check on him and maybe the others, maybe company may be nice. And I did grow quite fondly of them. Not sure what to say. We did go together a lot, but I witnessed such a happy future. If I can involve in their lives, where could I go? Way off course. Besides, it might not be me or Rayo. They might not believe us, and we tell them our story, who we are, rather than acknowledge my fears. Rayo gives me a gift. Here, the two blades emerge into one. It looks different, don't you think? It's the blade I held earlier. It looks purified. Instead of black and red, it's the most beautiful, white and gold. Something tells me that it could be a source of good in the universe. Also, it reminds me of Winds of Change, another visual novel made by the same person. We have a lot of exploring to do out in a vast galaxy. Our journey into changing history might just begun. But would it be nice to do it with friends? What would you say? Shall we go back to together, go back to Earth and see what come along? Think of some time before I answer. It seems like I held the future of everybody in my hands at once. Do I leave them the future I witness, or do I take things new direction? Let's get the gang back together. Well then, this sure will be fun. But we have to talk about now, Shydo. Luckily, I have perfect place to waste some time. I'm finally done reading after 3 hours. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy and goodbye.